Trent, can you hear me? Am I on air? We are live from West Family Stadium for this broadcast of Hilltopper football as they welcome the Glenville State Pioneers to West Family Stadium. This broadcast is brought to you by Belmont Savings Bank, Undos. A special thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Clyde Campbell, Generations, and Main Street Bank. Again, thank you for joining us on the West Liberty Sports Network on topperstation.com. I am Todd. I'm joined by sophomore broadcast student Isaac Basinger. Isaac, last week the Toppers, tough test in Frostburg State. They fell 27-24, just a field goal game. They came back charged late. You saw Zach Phillips with that 40-yard run to get them down. They got a field goal to make it a 3-point game. Had a chance at the end, but they ran the clock out at Frostburg State. Just a tough one for the Toppers. How do they respond tonight?
I think they respond in a positive manner. With playing close games and barely losing tends to be positive going into film, knowing that you were in that game at that very moment.
Well, we take a look at the Mountain East Conference standings, where these two teams stack up. And you see Notre Dame, the number 5 team in the nation, 3-0 at this point. The only other 3-0 team, Urbana, both of them 3-0 overall and conference play. West Virginia State, the only other undefeated Mountain East team in conference play. They're 2-0, 2-1 overall for West Virginia State. Charleston, Frostburg State, Glenville, all the other 2-1 teams. Glenville State 1-1 in conference play. Fairmont State and West Liberty both 1-2 overall in Mountain East play. Then the defeated teams, the winless teams so far in the overall and conference, West Virginia Wesleyan, Concord, and Wheeling University. The matchup for tonight's ball game, you see we talked about the records already. West Liberty scoring 27 points per game, giving up 33 and a third. Then Glenville State scoring 30 points, almost 25 given up per game. The Toppers offense not quite up to what Glenville has been getting, 416 per game. The defense for West Liberty giving up a little bit over 400 yards per contest, and the turnover margin -1 so far, where Glenville is a +4. That is huge for Glenville so far this season.
Yeah, not turning over the football is the key to any offense. If you have to punt the ball, that might be okay in some situations, but not turning the ball over and make sure you can just run your offense and not have to worry about turnovers is key.
Well, we take a look at some of the players to watch in this matchup for Glenville State. Jalen McNair, the quarterback, he's just averaging 97 yards per game, 1 touchdown on the season so far, just 18 of 27. He's coming along here a little bit banged up in the season. There's been another quarterback getting some playing time, Tim Heltzel, just a 6'2", 200-pound junior for Glenville, also getting some time at quarterback, but it's going to be McNair as the starter. Then Javon Butler at receiver, 17 receptions, 229 yards so far in the season, over 13.5 average per catch, 4 touchdowns on this season. Butler and West Liberty's Thomas Cole, the only Mountain East receivers to catch 3 touchdown passes in a single game this season. He's got 4 on the year, 53 long, over 75 per game for Butler. Now the Toppers players to watch. Zach Phillips, of course, at quarterback, 45 of 83, just 1 interception to 6 touchdowns on the season so far. Over 50% passer, almost 700 yards so far. That 84-yard pass in Week 1 against Wheeling to Thomas Cole, and he's averaging 225 yards per game. Cole, 15 receptions, 218 yards on the season, averaging almost 15 yards per catch. Again, the 4 touchdowns and 72 yards per game so far. That Week 1, Thomas Cole did an awful lot, looked very good.
Yeah, he is a key component to this West Liberty offense. They just throw the ball down the field, especially on 3rd down. It always seems like he's in the game, and he runs that route right towards the first down marker. He always seems to make that catch and pick up the first down.
Well, the third member of our broadcast team, Cub Varner, Jacob Varner, full name, but we affectionately known as Cub around these parts. He spoke with Coach Wiley before the game, and he got some pretty good information from him. Cub, take it away.
While talking to Coach Wiley, I asked him, Zach Phillips really found his groove late in the game last week against Frostburg. And I asked him, what can they do offensively to get him started earlier? And he told me Zach just needs to learn to use his legs earlier in the game to get himself more comfortable in the pocket. As pertaining to the game against Glenville today, I asked him, has he seen any more motivation, especially from his offensive guys, as they were playing against their former offensive coordinator, Mike Keller? And he told me, surprisingly, no, they're treating this game as any other. As pertaining to Glenville State, this is actually the team we have the most MEC wins against in our whole conference with 43. Todd and Isaac, back to you.
Thank you, Cub. Appreciate that. Some good words there from Coach Wiley. Well, coming into this ball game, we've got the starters. Zach Phillips, the quarterback for the Hilltoppers, the 6'2", 205-pound senior. His backs and receivers for West Liberty. Tailback Quincy Wimbish, the junior from Carson, California. Number 1, Christian Rita. Isaiah Robinson, number 84. He got mossed. He's going to see if he can do it again. He's done it every single game so far this year. Thomas Cole, we told you about, number 11. One of the players to watch. And, of course, you cannot forget Ridge Durbin, leading receiver for the Hilltoppers last year. See if he can do it again. The offensive line for the Toppers today. Left tackle Francisco Pedroza. Then Chance Rucker, the veteran lineman for the Toppers at left guard. Center, number 74, Wyatt Gardner, the junior. And right guard, number 71 from Steubenville, Ohio, Tyler Eli. And then number 70 at right tackle, Austin Todd. For the Toppers defense, their defensive line, Kenyon Felder, a sophomore from Temple Hills, Maryland. Number 53, we have Francisco Borsellino, possibly have Cody Ryan back into the lineup. We will see. Sophomore from Waynesburg, Ohio. Then Cody Enrietti, number 10, a junior from Wheaton, West Virginia. And the other defensive end, number 46, David Gilchrist, a sophomore from Akron, Ohio. Again, hoping to get Cody Ryan back tonight. We will see if he's going to be in the starting lineup. Linebackers for the Toppers, Clay McDonald, the junior from Wheeling, West Virginia. And filling in again tonight, we saw that Walter Peters was dressed tonight in warm-ups. We'll see how much playing time he gets. But Maceo Christmas, the redshirt freshman from Fredericksburg, Virginia, will get the start again. And again, he played pretty well at Frostburg State for the redshirt freshman. The secondary for the Toppers starts off with cornerback Josh Ojo, a graduate senior from Stevens City, Virginia. Number 4, Chris Mitchell, the junior from Youngstown, Ohio. Brandon Morrison, a graduate senior from Huntington, West Virginia. Another safety, Logan Deary, a graduate senior from North Huntington, Pennsylvania. And safety, Cody Hudson, number 17, a redshirt freshman from Follinsby, West Virginia. For Glenville State, Jalen McNair will be at quarterback, 6', 190-pound senior. Their backs and receivers, tailback Mario Pender, number 7. He is a player that, not just went to Florida State, he played at Florida State. Then Osai Brown, number 3. Number 33, Austin Ratliff, the senior from Glenville. And it's number 80, Javon Butler, one of the players to watch. And number 15, Isaac Myers, the junior from Ranson, West Virginia. Offensive line for Glenville State, Jake Oliver, Hunter Kozak, Josh McNeemer, number 68, Seth Frame, and Ethan Ferguson. Defense for Glenville State, Ellis Lilly, Jose Gutierrez, Chris McSweeney, and J.T. Gangham. And the linebackers, Will Mays, Dominic Sezikis, and DeAndre Brown. Their secondary, Tata Njoka, Jansen King, Samuel Thomas, and Delonte Hood. Hood leading the nation in interceptions so far this year with 4. He is going to be someone the Toppers have to look out for.
Definitely. I expect for when he's playing in the secondary that he's going to be on an island. He's going to be one-on-one coverage going down the field with the West Liberty receivers, and I expect for West Liberty to attack him because the only one way you know if he's good is if you go and attack him.
Oh, it looks like the Toppers will receive the opening kick of this ball game. We've got Coach Hill down there, the special teams coordinator. He was a guest on Hilltopper Football Weekly this past week with Coach Roger Wiley. It's good to see him get on there playing against his alma mater. Coach Brian Hill was a All-American defensive lineman at Glenville back in the day. I'm not going to say exactly when because, I don't know, maybe he'd get a little bit upset if everybody knew. Hopefully not. Coach Hill's a pretty funny guy. Always enjoy speaking to him, and let us know that his daughter had her birthday recently, so happy birthday to Coach Hill's daughter as well, Emma. And hopefully we get a big win tonight for the Toppers. Is back deep to return will be Quincy Wimbish and number 9, Anthony Smoot. To kick will be Justin Watts, number 13 for Glenville State. He's not just the kicker, he's also the punter. He'll be taking on all the duties. So we saw some other kickers out there for Glenville in warm-ups, but if he gets injured, that's a tough. They got to replace 2 guys now instead of just 1.
Yeah, that's special teams is very important. If you don't think so, then you need to watch the game of football a little bit more closely because it is very important.
Well, this Thursday night matchup between former allies, with Coach Keller, the head coach of Glenville State, was the offensive coordinator last year for West Liberty. Now play them again. Wimbish takes this at the 2. Gets up to the 20, finds a little bit of room, the 30, and brought down at the 37-yard line. Toppers will have 1st and 10. Coming out onto the field with that offensive unit will be senior quarterback Zach Phillips, number 6. Again, Zach had that just big run at the end of the Frostburg game, the 40-yarder, to get West Liberty into territory to get that field goal to make it a 3-point game. Just couldn't get it finished off. I line up with twins to the top of the screen. It's Robinson and Rita. Just a little pitch over to Wimbish, and he gets brought down for a loss of 1. That looked very familiar to Pittsburgh Steelers play with James Conner.
Yeah, just the toss is a little bit try to set up the defense in a way of just you go to toss, you think it's going to be a run to the outside. It's a toss dive up the middle. No room up the middle there. Move on to 2nd down.
Well, they bring in Savion Johnson. We've seen the Toppers have some success when he's in the backfield. Regardless if he gets the ball or not, nobody wants to get hit or be blocked by Savion. Play action, gets it out to Wimbish, but it skips off the ground. A forward pass, incomplete immediately. The official was right there to make the correct call.
That was a good play call there for West Liberty as Phillips drops back the pass with the motion with the running back going out to the left flat. Just could not get enough on that pass on that play.
The Toppers get a 3rd and 11 on their first drive. They go with trips to the top of the screen. It's Robinson, Jenkins, and Cole with Rita at the bottom. Wimbish back there with Phillips. 4-man front for Glenville. They bring just 4. Quick pass, left side, and Isaiah Robinson gets the 1st down for the Toppers.
Isaiah Robinson continues to prove why he is one of the best receivers on this West Liberty team. Just a little bit of a curl route there, makes the catch, and has the knack to know where the 1st down marker is and is able to reach across to pick it up.
That brings the Toppers very close to midfield, their own 49-yard line. Phillips hands it off to Wimbish, finds some room up the middle, gain of 2, and they get into Glenville State side of the field. They spot it at the 49.
And the play call there was the run up the middle. That was because Glenville State had 3 safeties in the game, or the corners are playing so far off the ball, there wasn't enough guys in the box to check into a pass. A great decision making there by Zach Phillips just to run the play that was called.
The Toppers come out with trips to the near side of the field. Phillips play action, looking right, fires it. Wisdom Jenkins is open. Pass is caught at the 35 to the 30. He is brought down by a host of Glenville State tacklers, but he's got the 1st down at the 30-yard line. Toppers getting closer to the red zone.
That was a great route there by Wisdom Jenkins. It was a zone coverage there for Glenville State. Just found the soft spot in the zone, and it just had a lot of open space around it. And a great job by Zach Phillips throwing it where to lead his man open too.
Some substitutions for the Toppers on this one. Robinson and Rita stay out. Durbin and Cole out there. The tight end and H-back. Glenville State brings in a big front. Play action for Phillips, looking down the middle. Fires it. Very close to being complete. Ridge Durbin just picks that one up off the turf. Again, leading receiver last year for the Toppers.
And that's just another one of those cases where Zach Phillips throws the ball where only his man can get it. And Ridge Durbin is very good at catching passes, and he knows he has to go down to the ground to make that catch in that situation.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Toppers now into the red zone, driving. Stick with the same formation. Phillips keeps it himself. Gain of maybe 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 15-yard line.
The Hilltoppers run a read option play there. It was a great job by Glenville State's defensive front just taking away every option. So Zach Phillips figured instead of getting his running back in a bad situation, he takes it himself and just tries to get as much as he can.
Savion Johnson back into the ball game for the Toppers, takes the spot of Ridge Durbin. The 2 Wheeling Park products, Zach Phillips and Savion Johnson, back together in the backfield. And watch for Savion to make a big block here. And you see it right there. Wimbish gets across the 10-yard line. They'll say he is at the 10. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 10.
I really like the play call there. You have Savion Johnson in the backfield, more as a fullback, more as a blocking back, and he does a great job getting his seal, making a hole there for West Liberty.
Nobody wants to be hit by Savion. Savion, the poor kid's had so many injuries in his football career. It is good to see him back out there on the field and big time contributing. Maybe not with the football, but he is making plays, letting other people find those running lanes like Wimbish did on this last play. Play action. Phillips going to keep it. Savion looking for someone to block. Nobody's there. Phillips, touchdown, Toppers.
What a read there by Zach Phillips. He kind of dropped back the pass. It kind of was a little bit of a broken play. It seemed like that they faked the handoff and no one was there. He decides he saw a lane. I think he was getting ready to throw the ball to Savion Johnson, but he saw, you know what, I don't have to throw it. I can just run it in, as you see here on the replay. Just no one there for the fake, and he just has Savion Johnson right there. He could have thrown it, he could have ran it, and he's like, oh, you know what, I'll take 6 for myself because I am number 6.
The snap, the hold, the kick. Good. Toppers, 7-0 lead on their first drive. We will take another look as we head to break, and we'll be right back for more on Topper Station.
What does Main Street Bank mean to you?
Well, Main Street has extended hours every business day, and they're open most holidays. Their new checking and savings accounts are really good. The balance requirement is very low, and they have online bill pay and debit cards right away. Plus, they have no fees or low fees. Great service, higher interest. That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back, the Toppers. A big drive to start this ball game right down the field, wasting 0 time, and they get the 7-0 lead early on here. Zach Phillips getting that 6-yard run to get the touchdown, or more than a 6-yard run, but getting that run to get the 6 points. Phillips, a 10-yard rush for the first down. Just a great drive by West Liberty.
Yes, and I think the key play was that first 3rd and 11 there, finding Isaiah Robinson, makes the big catch, and it just was able to fall forward to get that first down. That's just a huge play for West Liberty, because especially you don't want to go 3 and outs with the great starting field position.
They went 9 plays, 62 yards for the score. They had 5 rushing attempts for 17 yards, 3.4 yards per carry, 3 receptions for 45 yards, so 15 yards per reception for the Toppers today on that first drive, and they looked extremely good and crisp.
They looked really efficient. It just seemed like they were going to run a play, and I expected them to get positive yardage. And that cases, that's not always what's going to be happening for West Liberty, but they seemed very confident out there on the field.
Well, Owen Rosant's out there now, set to kick off for the Toppers. We heard Coach Hill speak about Owen on the Coach's Show this past week, and how as just a sophomore, they've got a ton of confidence in him. Again, he's gone to a couple kicking camps during the summer and gotten even better than he was last year. I mean, there was immense confidence in him last season as a true freshman, and even more as time moves on. From the 35, it's going to be Austin Ratliff. Finds some room. Rosant's there. Can make the tackle. Ratliff to the 30. And Glenville State answers right back. The man from Glenville himself, Austin Ratliff, the 6'1 senior, makes it a 1-point ball game.
And Austin Ratliff just does a good job finding the open holes in the, as you see here on the replay. He just caught it from the about 3-yard line and just had a seam and never really ran into anybody until he ran into the kicker, Rosant's, and then he was gone after that.
Well, unfortunate for the Toppers, as Justin Watts is now on to try to get the extra point and tie this ball game up at 7. What a great drive the offense had. The defense doesn't get a chance. The snap was high, but the kick is good. A tie ball game at 7. Austin Ratliff takes it to the house on the first kick return opportunity of the ball game to tie this up at 7 apiece. And we will be right back for more on Topper Station.
Undo's Catering, family owned since 1953. With newly remodeled catering facilities throughout the Ohio Valley, Undo's can accommodate banquets from 25 to 700 guests. Undo's caters weddings, picnics, corporate events, holiday events, and job site drop-offs for the construction and oil and gas industry. Call 304-233-5566 today.
Pride is our main ingredient. Undo's.
A lifetime of savings starts here. Belmont Savings Bank, focused on your future.
Welcome back. The series history. It's the 80th meeting between these two teams tonight. West Liberty leads the series 43-32-4. They have played every single year since 1969. And, you know, the Toppers have won more games against Glenville State than any other opponent. 43 wins against Glenville in the history of Hilltopper football. They're trying to make it 44 tonight.
Yeah, and you obviously, if you're West Liberty, you're like, man, we got Glenville on the schedule this next upcoming week. We have a lot of wins against them. Let's play them again.
Watts on for the kickoff in this tie ball game at 7. This time it'll be Wimbish on the return from the 8. He gets hit at the 18 and brought down at the 21. The Topper offense set to come back out. Again, the last time it was a 9-play, 62-yard drive in 4 minutes and 25 seconds to pay dirt. We'll see if the offense can do it all over again.
And the fact that if the offense can do it again, and then Glenville State's defense is going to be a little bit tired. They didn't have much of a break over there on the sideline, just having to get right back at it after West Liberty just drives down the field.
Well, some changes to that Topper offensive line. At left tackle, it is T.J. Liu, number 75. Chance Rucker still at left guard. Wyatt Gardner, number 74, still at center. But it is Quentin Williams, number 69, at left guard. And Tyler Eli at right tackle. Phillips on the carry, a gain of none. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And that is going to be a key for West Liberty in this game, is being able to run the ball. As Cub mentioned in his pregame hit, that getting Zach being able to run the ball really makes him an even more threat. Just knowing he can do it with his legs in a design run, or if a scramble, or then with that opens up the pass game.
The Toppers go twins to each side. Wimbish with Phillips in the backfield on this 2nd and 10 opportunity. Wimbish takes it left side, avoids a tackler. Toppers blocking downfield, gets the 1st down and more to the 35. Flag is thrown as he heads out of bounds. It could be a hold on Christian Rita. We'll see what the call is. And it looks like it will be a hold on West Liberty. Dakota Williams, number 8, into the ball game for the Toppers. And after the gain and where the penalty was called down the field, that'll bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 21. Phillips steps up, gets hit in the pocket and brought down. Dominic Cizauskas, number 6, makes the sack for Glenville State.
And he is such a player for this Glenville State defense. He's kind of their backbone, playing in the linebacker position. He is the quarterback of the defense, and he just proves that he knows what's going on, and he has the ability to do it on that play.
Makes it a 3rd and long from the 16. 3rd and 15 from the 16. Toppers come out in 4 wide. Going to hand it off. Wimbish on the draw. Makes a few men miss, but then he's brought down a little bit past the original line of scrimmage. That will bring up 4th down and 7. The punt team out for the Toppers.
Now we'll see if Ryder can flip the field here for West Liberty and try to limit the return game for the Pioneers.
Back deep to return, Javon Butler, number 80. Again, he's a dangerous player. Almost blocked, but the Toppers get the kick away. Fair catch called for by Butler, and there is a flag in the backfield. Let's pay attention. It was 4th and 7. And the Whitehead gets the call. And a personal foul on Glenville State gives the Toppers 1st and 10. We saw it last week on a field goal attempt that Owen Rosance made against Frostburg, but was still roughed. Give the 15-yard penalty, and the Toppers get a touchdown the very next play. I don't know if West Liberty is going to score in the first play from here, 60 yards out, but you know, could be a drive, could be the start of another touchdown drive.
Well, that just kickstarts you. You're playing house money right now. You're supposed to be off the field and on the sideline drinking some water. Now you're back on the field and have a fresh set of 10. There's a huge play there for West Liberty, and that's a mistake there by Glenville.
In the backfield now, Aaron Farmer for the Toppers. Play action. Phillips looking right, fires it. Incomplete, and a flag is thrown, intended for his brother, Nate Phillips, but he was interfered with, and it'll be another 1st and 10 for the Toppers after the penalty call.
As the back-to-back penalties for the Pioneers is not going to help them out. Coach Keller is probably not happy over on that sideline.
The Toppers needing this. The past couple games have been rough for the Toppers in terms of penalty yardage. It's been a bugaboo of theirs, and now today they're kind of reaping the benefits of being trouble for another team. Phillips changing some things up at the line of scrimmage. Looks right, fires. Pass is caught by Nate Phillips. And it'll be a gain of about 6 or 7. We'll call it 2nd down and about 3.5.
That was a great job there by Nate Phillips, just finding the soft spot in the zone and sitting down, and his brother Zach can really place the football too.
You got to think they practice those things in the backyard every once in a while. Got to see his dad Keith before the game. A proud father tonight, especially after that play. Looking left, fires this one to Rita, but it's in and out of the hands of the defender for Glenville State, Delonte Hood. Hood, leading the nation in interceptions, had that ball go right through his hands.
And he is a ball hawk for this Pioneer defense, as you saw in that play. He just came up and undercut the route and was right there, just could not make the catch.
Aaron Farmer stays in the backfield for the Toppers. Kyle Ritz out there, number 86. Phillips looks left, fires it, timing route, and a flag thrown for pass interference. There was holding. Hood had a hold of Christian Rita's jersey. Don't know if we have a replay of that, but if we do, you'll be able to see it at home too, folks.
As for that type of play there, if you're a great corner like Hood is, you have to be physical with the receiver, and that sometimes you're going to get those pass interference calls because of it.
Roughing the kicker on a punt on Glenville State. 2 pass interference calls on this drive, so 3 15-yard penalties on the Pioneers on the 2nd drive of the night for the Topper offense. Farmer switches sides. Phillips changes up the play. Looking left, fires, timing route again. Rita trying to break a tackle, does. Keeps moving for 13 yards, at least maybe 14. The Toppers, another first down.
Zach Phillips is spreading the wealth right now, finds Christian Rita on this route, and he just churns those legs because he want to get those extra yards. That's a big play there for the Hilltoppers.
Also continuing to chew off clock here in the first quarter. Phillips makes some adjustments. He's got Robinson at the bottom of the screen along with his brother Nate. Robinson, this is his area in the red zone. Handed off to Farmer. Can he make a move? Gets to the 5, but he's brought down just shy. Sazowskis makes the tackle, and we were told Sazowskis is a name we'll be saying quite a bit tonight, and so far we are for Glenville State's defense.
That was a great play by him. If he does not make that tackle, that is an easy 6 for the Hilltoppers.
Hurried back to the line. Hands it off to Farmer. He's going to get stuffed in the backfield. It's going to bring up a third down. And about 6 from the 8-yard line. So the Toppers can still get a first down even though right now they're inside the 10.
That last play was just a little bit of the case of going to the well one too many times. He ran it up the middle a lot and it's worked. And now this time the Pioneer defense makes the adjustment to get a tackle.
Savion Johnson now back in. The tight ends come in tight. Cole and Durbin to each side. Play action. Phillips has Johnson. Pass is going to be tipped and dropped. And you know the teammates wanted that for Savion Johnson so badly. They want him to get a score because he does so many things that you just don't see in the paper. You know, nobody writes about them blocking too often or running back that blocks, but Savion, they want him to get that touchdown bad because he has earned it this year so far. On for the field goal attempt, Owen Rosans. Holding will be Nate Phillips. This will be a 25-yard attempt. And it is good. Owen Rosans makes it a 3-point ball game, 10-7. The Toppers aided by a lot of penalties on Glenville State that drive. 5:35 left in the first. We'll be right back on Topper Station.
More than ever, people are busier and need to stretch a dollar. Main Street understands. We believe a bank should help. Maybe that's why we keep growing. With extended hours, easy parking, higher interest savings accounts, and the lowest fees in the area. Locally owned with local decision makers. Built by the people, for the people. We don't want to be the biggest bank. We just want to be the best. Main Street Bank.
Welcome back. A 10-7 game off the foot of Owen Rosans, who's set to kick off here for the Toppers, making it a 10-7 ball game for the Toppers. And so close to getting a touchdown for Savion Johnson on that drive. So badly, we talked about it before the break, but so badly want him to get a touchdown this year.
And you could tell that play has been set up for the weeks coming. Savion's been in the game for a lot of blocking plays. Yeah, I just had a feeling that one of these times he's going to slip out and be open for a pass. It's just the pressure was a little bit too much for Phillips to drop it in there.
Well, so far in this first quarter, the Toppers have had 2 4+ minute drives. A good kick by Rosans. Ratliff again from just inside the 10. Comes back to the Topper sideline once again. Rosans is there, has to turn it back inside. And the Toppers make a tackle on special teams, but not before Ratliff gets over the 45-yard line, almost to midfield. Another great return.
Ratliff just sees the field. He started out going to the right side of the field and then cuts it back because he felt the pressure of the West Liberty coverage team going and filling their lanes, and then a little bit of a breakdown as he cuts it back and gets a good gain. As you'll see here on the replay, a good cutback, a missed tackle, and he just it was look almost identical to the return before, but West Liberty is able to rally around him and make a tackle.
Well, good thing for the Topper defense that you see out there. Cody Ryan, number 57, is starting tonight. It's going to be Mario Pender keeping it on the end around. On the reverse, going to keep it. On first down, a gain of 5. Second down and 5 coming up for Glenville State.
Fontelise forces them out of bounds on that play. Do a little bit of a fake of a reverse on the first play, kind of makes West Liberty sit in their shoes for a second and make sure it wasn't reversed. Good job, though, making it only a minimal gain.
And how do you feel with this Glenville State offense? If you're playing for them, it's 5 minutes left in the first quarter. It's the first time you're seeing the field. Quickly thrown out to Ratliff. Morrison is there, but a block is made. The tackle for Cody Enrietti. That'll be a yard shy of the first down. 3rd and a yard coming up at the 45.
Ratliff is a slippery man out there on the field. It seems like he's making catch and he is bouncing off of people and is getting every yard he can. Big 3rd down here for the West Liberty defense, an early test.
Well, we saw Maceo Christmas do the job at Frostburg State last week on Frostburg's first drive on a 4th down and try to get a first down. Christmas, the redshirt freshman, was there to see if he can do it again on 3rd and 1. Glenville trips to the top. McNair hands it off to Pender. He is going to be stopped short of the first down. He loses yardage. 4th and a yard and a half, maybe 2. Glenville State looks like they will stay on the field with the offense.
A big play there by Kenyon Felder. Just comes from his defensive end position and cracks down, does exactly what he's supposed to do, reads the play, and make with a huge stop there on 3rd down.
Well, now a change in the mind of head coach Mike Keller as Justin Watts, number 13, the punter, comes out as they will have to punt from the 46. 4th and 2, 3:35 left in the first. Back deep for the Toppers to return. Aaron Farmer, number 13. Good kick. Fair catch called for, caught at the 5. And they're going to let that little bit of contact go. Nothing big there. So it'll be Toppers 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line with 3:20 left to play in the first quarter. And we talked about it, that first drive for the Toppers, they did it themselves, went right down the field and got a touchdown. The second drive aided a lot by Glenville State. The two pass interference calls, then the roughing the kicker call on a punt for the Toppers. So Glenville State, we'll see what they can do defensively here. A couple rough possessions for them, just being owned the first possession by the Toppers and then shooting themselves in the foot on the second possession.
I'd really expect for West Liberty to keep it in the air if you're going to get those pass interference calls.
Frisbee in motion. Phillips going to keep it himself with a block from Johnson. He finds some room. And gets a good gain of about 6. 2nd down and 4 coming up from the 11.
Quarterback draw after throwing the ball for most of that last series. I like the play call. Phillips does a good job following his blocks and juking and jiving, just trying to find a way to get as many yards as possible.
Toppers changing their alignment a little bit. Will Beleder coming in, number 12, as Savion Johnson and Ridge Durbin come out. Also Wisdom Jenkins into the ball game. Phillips makes the call at the line of scrimmage. 4-man rush. Fires out to the flats. Wisdom Jenkins makes the catch. Turns up the field to the 25. Stops and goes. He made 2 men miss on the stop and start. He's going to be brought down at the 27-yard line. First down, Toppers.
Man-to-man coverage there for Glenville State, as there was only 5 defensive backs in the game. The safety playing real close to the line of scrimmage. They are definitely preparing for a run. Zach Phillips makes a good decision, dumps it off to Wisdom Jenkins, and he does the rest. He's very good in open space.
We saw DJ Frisbee last week with an 85-yard touchdown run on his first carry of the ball game. We know he's got the big play ability and the breakaway speed when needed. Glenville State back in their 4-man front. Play action. Finds Cole. He's not going to get a whole lot here. maybe 2 yards. They're going to say a loss of a yard on that one, so it'll be 2nd down and 11 from the 26.
That will be a big play on this drive. It might not look like it, but Zach Phillips does a good job evading the rusher there, just dumping it off, not taking a sack.
Yeah, it could have been a loss of a lot more than just 1 on that play. Press coverage for Glenville. They bring 5. Phillips steps up, fires it. Pass is going to be caught. And a tackle made. The leader makes the catch on the left side for West Liberty. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
If Glenville State's going to continue to be in the man-to-man coverage, they're just going to dump it off to those on those curl routes and eventually look for later in the game. They'll do a little and up and down the field, and that'll be open down the field. But if they're going to keep giving it to you, you got to keep taking it if you're Zach Phillips.
Under a minute left now in the first. It's 3rd and 3. I'll correct myself. DJ Frisbee still in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Frisbee, trying to find some room on the left side. Gains a couple. He's going to be very close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be just shy. It'll be 4th and less than a yard with 35 seconds left in the first quarter.
That was a good run by him there. They're just cutting it up and just trying to get as many yards as possible, as West Liberty has the offense on the field, but I wouldn't be surprised here if they try to go a little hard count before the quarter ends.
Well, we've heard of Riverboat Ron Rivera in Carolina for the Panthers. Is it Riverboat Roger tonight for the Hilltoppers? Head coach Roger Wiley. And the play clock has more time on it than the game clock does, so we'll let this, looks like the time is going to run out here in the first quarter. And we will take a break and be right back. The Toppers have a big 4th down decision coming up when we return on Topper Station.
What if your bank offers CDs with consistently competitive and higher interest rates?
That's what I want.
What if, unlike other banks, they're normally open more hours? And they don't use high teaser rates on CDs only to lower them later.
Isn't that the way all banks should be?
And even more, several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank.
The right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
When looking at schools while transferring, the affordability of West Liberty University was definitely something that stuck out to me compared to my last university.
Coming here kind of helped, and especially with the Metro, since it is a little bit closer, I'd get that Metro scholarship where it's not as bad out of state.
What makes me want to stay here is really, I know once I graduate, I'll be able to lean on the faculty, people that I've built relationships with here when I'm done with college.
Welcome back. Glenville State College, enrollment of about 1,800 students, founded in 1872, located in Glenville, West Virginia, and the team named the Pioneers. We've been there. It's where you will always be able to say that's where I had my first ever broadcast in the booth with West Liberty Television.
It was a very great experience being able to do that last year.
The Toppers will be punting. Ryder gets this one off a high hanger to Javon Butler. He has to call for the fair catch at the 25-yard line. You saw the About West Liberty, and it is a beautiful night on the hilltop tonight. Always got to love it under the lights here. And again, the new turf, it looks beautiful at West Family Stadium. You couldn't ask for much more as a broadcaster whatsoever on a night like tonight.
It was a beautiful night for us, especially wearing the shirts and ties. It's not as hot as it was in the past couple weeks, but we'll take many more of these nights if it's possible.
McNair heads back out onto the field to get under center this time. Mario Pender in the backfield. Also, good to see Cody Ryan still out there for the Toppers after being injured last week. Pender gets the carry right up the middle. David Gilchrist makes the first contact. Logan Deary finishes it off, but not before a gain of 3. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 on the second play of the second quarter.
And that is textbook defensive line play there. Gilchrist holds his man up and let your other guys behind you come and finish him off. That's exactly what you're supposed to do if you're playing defensive line.
Glenville State last week, coming off an overtime victory against Concord. Anytime you play a team in overtime, it's a huge emotional lift, especially when you win. Pender goes in motion, and that one bounces off the ground, incomplete. That was a forward pass. But you play a game in overtime like that, you get the win. Sometimes that emotional lift at the end can be a little bit of an emotional letdown at the start of next game.
It's also the fact that you had to play a little bit extra football than the other team did from last week. And looking at that last play, you can tell that Coach Keller has coached this West Liberty offense before, as you saw the same exact play. It's the second place from scrimmage from West Liberty.
Glenville comes out with twins to the top of the screen, also a tight end on the top of the screen. Topper show blitz, almost got there. An incomplete pass as McNair felt the heat.
The defensive play call there for West Liberty was huge. You bring the outside backer or defensive back off the edge. The left tackle can't see him, and McNair has to try to just throw it away as fast as possible.
And there you see quarterback Zach Phillips getting ready to come back in after this punt return for West Liberty. Back deep, Christian Rita and Aaron Farmer to return this Justin Watts punt. Watts a line drive kick. Farmer's going to let this one bounce. And a nice Glenville State roll as it just continues to go all the way down to the 17-yard line. That's where the Toppers will start first and 10. A great kick by Justin Watts.
As that kick right there was definitely for the brand for punters. Just he put it right in front of the West Liberty returner, making him make a decision. You're either going to come up and try to catch this and avoid a hit and make sure you hold on to the football, or let it bounce and let it go. That was textbook right there. That is exactly what Pat McAfee would want there, and that is 100% for the brand.
There's one other game being played tonight in Mountain East Conference. Fairmont State hosting Frostburg State. Two FSUs playing against each other. Fairmont holds the lead 7-2 at the start of the second quarter. Phillips looking right, finds a Wimbish. Can he make a move outside? Does. Picks up the first down and a little bit more, maybe a gain of 15 on first down to get the Toppers out of the shadows of their own goalposts.
I love the play call. You just get a quick pass out to the outside, and you just jumpstart the offensive drive. And here's, as you see here on the replay, he takes it, just a quick little pass, dumps it off, breaks a tackle, and is going to end up picking up a first down.
Phillips, read option, going to keep it himself. A gain of a few. And thank you to Kat running the replay machine in the truck for us tonight. A freshman, new broadcast student for us, doing a pretty good job already. Phillips, play action. Looks deep down the right side. Rita is there, but the pass just out of bounds. Incomplete. 3rd and 8 coming up for West Liberty.
And I was expecting one of these deep passes to come after they continue to run man-to-man coverage down the field. After just taking those medium passes, most of the time that opens up the deep one. Fairly well covered, though, by the Pioneers.
The Toppers want to pick up another first down. Both of their drives so far in this ball game have ended with scores. Phillips looking across the middle. Pass is caught by Nate Phillips for a first down, a yard ahead of it. The brother connection there.
And Zach definitely knew that he was leading his brother into some trouble when he threw that one. He threw it right over the middle, but Nate Phillips is, I'm a grown man. I can catch a football and hold on to it for a first down.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall with those talks about the game with the brothers. Hung me out to dry, but you're tough enough to take it, catch the football. 1st and 10 from the 45 for the Toppers. Dropping back, right side, steps up, going to run with it, and smartly slides at midfield. Gets a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 49.
And you can tell that Zach Phillips is starting to step into his own there. Very good in the pocket on that play. Saw the open running room. Instead of trying to hang in there and try to throw a deep pass, pick up the yards and make it a little bit more manageable to pick up first downs.
twins to the top of the screen. It's Rita and Robinson. Kyle Ritz with Ridge Durbin on the left side, close to the line. Pitch it out to Wimbish, pulling lineman. And another good gain of about 4, maybe 3.5. We're going to call it 3rd down and a long 2.
I'm really liking what West Liberty's doing on offense right now. They're not going for the home run play every single time. They're trying to just pick up yards and have a nice lasting drive, try to tire out the defense, and eventually that's when they'll go for the big one.
They stick with the same formation. Phillips calling out the adjustments. 5 left on the play clock. Here comes the blitz. Phillips looking deep down the field, fires it. Robinson, pass is caught with the flag thrown. It's going to be pass interference, but it was dropped as well. They're going to say incomplete, I believe.
I think
looks like it's going to be interference.
It is going to be interference. I think they actually called that an interception. As you'll see here on the replay, kudos to the offensive line as they pick up the blitz. Zach Phillips has a clean pocket to throw it down the field.
Now will be a pass interference on Glenville State. The Toppers, well, they're spotting the ball at the spot of the foul.
I believe they're calling it a catch still.
Oh, okay, okay. They will call it a catch. We'll get the call from the white hat. Well, I'm not sure if the microphone is working or if we just can't hear him up here in the booth. So it looks like they're going to call it incomplete because the ball did come loose, we saw. But they will give him the 15-yard penalty in the automatic 1st down.
The important thing was that it wasn't a catch, and then it could have been. As we have another look of the foul.
All over him big time. Back to live action, the Toppers. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Dakota Williams, Nate Phillips, and Ridge Durbin. Goes to Durbin. Man coming up and hits him right in the hip. Strong defensive play from Glenville State. On the tackle, number 48, Walter Nelson, the 6', 195-pound freshman.
Nelson does a good job reading that play as he sees a man out in the flat, and he just comes up and flies up to the ball carrier to make a big tackle for loss.
That was a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 at the 36. Wimbish in the backfield with Phillips. Trips to the top of the screen this time. Fires it out. Rita's there. Turns. Tries to get away from Delonte Hood, but could not. Does pick up a decent chunk of yardage. That'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Toppers.
The last play is just another curl route. Just find the open man. They have a huge cushion on the outside. Just throw it to the open man. That's exactly what Zach Phillips is doing.
Third and 4, big play for the Toppers. Phillips looks left, fires, pass is caught by Dakota Williams at the 15, 1st and 10, Toppers.
And that's just a case of Zach Phillips having experience at the quarterback position. The pass was not open to the inside, throws a back shoulder to Williams, and Williams does a good job stopping on a dime, catching it, and going to the ground. As we'll see here on the replay, clean pocket, throws the back shoulder for an easy pitch and catch for a 1st down.
Up the middle, Wimbish, nice little jumps, and touchdown, Toppers.
What a run there by Wimbish. Goes up the middle, cuts it to the outside, a little juke here, and saying, I'll take it myself, 4-6, and that was a great run there by Wimbish. As we will see here on the replay, just a little bit of a nice jump cut for a nice touchdown.
That one makes it 16-7. Owen Rosance on to try to make this a 10-point ball game with 9:02 left in the 1st half. It's up and good. 10-point lead it is. We return. The Toppers kick off to Glenville State, whose offense needs to come back and get another touchdown, as it looks like West Liberty's offense is on fire tonight. We'll be back on Topper Station.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays and most holidays?
That's incredible.
And if all their accounts had low fees or no fees?
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back, and there you see the offensive line of West Liberty, and they deserve a ton of credit so far tonight. A big reason they have this 17-7 lead so far. When West Liberty can have these long, sustained drives, I'd love to see, we got to check out the stats here, just how much time of possession they have so far in this ball game. 17 minutes and 34 seconds for the Toppers, 3 minutes 24 seconds for Glenville State. That's amazing.
That is amazing, and like you said, the play of the offensive line has been huge because you could run and pass the ball with confidence.
Roseanne's pooch kicks, fair catch called for and made at the 31. That is where the Pioneers will start 1st and 10. The Topper defense back out there, and they should be pretty fresh.
They should be, and they've played well so far. Just stopping the run, that's a key part, and making Glenville State have to throw the ball on those 3rd and manageable downs instead of having them try to run it, having them feel a little bit more confidence trying to run the ball.
Yeah, and I know Glenville State has 7 points right now, but you forget way back when the Toppers scored their first touchdown right after Glenville State returned a kick to the house, so the defense hasn't given up anything today. That touchdown was scored on special teams. Play action for McNair, launches it deep down the field. Ojo! I'm sorry, that was Larry Fontalise. A flag is thrown, though. The pass was incomplete, and I don't know what the flag was for. I don't believe it was on Fontalise. It may have been before on Holmes.
That 2 flags, one also back toward the line of scrimmage.
As there's 2 flags on the field, we could have some offsetting penalties.
Pass interference, West Liberty decline. Personal foul. Roughing the passer, West Liberty accepted. 1st down.
Well, they call roughing the passer on the Toppers. I did not see that as I was watching the ball down the field. But a 15-yard penalty on West Liberty, and Glenville State gets to midfield. 1st and 10.
As they could have accepted either one there. It was going to be a 15-yard penalty. Nevertheless, we can see Cody Ryan was in disbelief that they called that foul on him.
McNair waiting for the snap. He gets it, drops back. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. David Gilchrist.
David Gilchrist comes from the backside and just mans his way through the offensive line, and with a blindside hit, as you see here on the replay we're about to have. Just a quick swim move and just swims him to the ground. That was a great play by David Gilchrist.
We talked about this earlier in the week. Glenville State's offensive line, the whole left side, freshman left tackle, Oliver and Kozak, the left guard, both freshmen. Starting center is a junior. Then the right side of the line, freshman guard on the right side, and the right tackle, a sophomore, and Ethan Ferguson. So a very young offensive line for Glenville State. A handoff off the left side to Darnell Jackson. He's going to be brought down after a gain of nothing, and it brings up 3rd down and 17.
As you said, West Liberty defense is targeting that young and inexperienced side of the ball for Glenville State. They keep running it that way, and they keep winning on that side of the ball. That's going to be a key to look out for, see if they make any adjustments throughout the game.
Well, Glenville lines up with 2 sidecars in the backfield. It will be Butler and Ratliff at the bottom of the screen, Brown at the top. It'll look right. McNair just floats it out to Pender. He's going to be brought down quickly. Toppers defense holds strong on the tackle. Number 49, Craig McCray, the 5'10", 225-pound sophomore linebacker for the Toppers, forces the punt.
That is, if you're a defensive coach, you need to watch that play, because that is how you make an open field tackle in space. They could have gone either way, squared him up, and brings him to the ground. What a huge play that was for West Liberty's defense.
Back deep to return for the Toppers, Christian Rita and Aaron Farmer. Watts gets a good kickoff. Farmer fair catches it and falls forward. Spot this at the 24-yard line, it looks like. The Topper offense set to take the field once again with a 10-point lead. And you got to think that up to this point, West Liberty's offense just going to continue to chew the clock off, see if they can maybe get this down to under 2 minutes left in the first half, maybe under a minute in the first half, if they can do what they've continued to do in the first half.
Exactly. If they just run the ball like they know they can, that's going to open up the passing. It always seems like that's a formula for this West Liberty offense.
Twins to each side. Farmer in the backfield with Phillips. Looks right, fires, slant route, in and out of the hands of Rita. Good coverage there. Ronald Jackson, the freshman 5'9" defensive back for Glenville.
As they're starting to catch on what West Liberty's doing, throwing those short and medium passes. Now they're starting to come up. And now this is where the time if you're West Liberty try to dump one over the top for a big game.
Hand it off. Farmer finds some room on the right side, makes a little move. Gets to the first down and out of bounds with 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. The Toppers, another first down.
Farmer just does a good job. As he sees that all the holes on the inside are plugged up, then he cuts it to the outside. That's exactly how you want to run if you're a running back. You want to run inside out. Run through your hole, and if necessary, go to the outside.
Farmer again up the middle this time. Goes down after a gain of about 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Don't look now, folks. The Toppers have 14 first downs so far in the first half. 6 minutes left to play in the first. Already have 14 first downs, 1 for Glenville. Phillips making the adjustments. Fires it. Pass is caught. Rita needs 3 defenders to bring him down before he gets after he picks up the first down. 5:53 left.
As that's always one of those plays where if you're a coach, you never like your guy to run backwards and pick it up again. Kind of makes me nervous when I see that too, instead of just falling down and picking it up, but it works out nevertheless.
Phillips, middle of the field. Rita again up the middle. He's finally brought down and tackled, but not before a gigantic gain. Thought he might break it for a touchdown.
As you see here on this replay, just a slant as they kind of get caught sleeping in the zone coverage, and Rita just has a great push, a great break off the line, and gets open quickly.
Boy, it doesn't really matter what defense they line up in, man or zone. The Topper offense tonight has been able to take care of it, and a false start. They're going to call it on the center. Well, everybody but the center, because Wyatt Gardner, little miscommunication there between center and quarterback. I think you and I are going to agree on this. Anytime there's a center quarterback confusion there, it's always the quarterback's fault, right?
Yes, because when you're the one that has the ball in your hand, you have to know when it's going to have to be snapped. And it never helps if you run in this no-huddle offense, you're going to have that miscommunication now and then.
two former centers here in the booth. That's why it's always the quarterback's fault. Had it be two quarterbacks, it's always the center's fault. So 1st and 15 from the 36. Phillips looking, has to escape the pocket, fires it to the middle of the field. Pass is caught by Rita again. And he is beyond the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
That was really the first time tonight that Zach Phillips had to avoid pressure, and it was still a good push by the offensive line, just giving him just enough time, and a great ad-lib job by Phillips to find his man for a medium gain.
Ball at the 30. Watch for Isaiah Robinson all alone at the bottom of the screen. Play goes to Farmer up the middle. Farmer just tearing this defense apart in the run game. 9 yards, and a 1st down for West Liberty.
That's just another classic case that they're trying to play the passes. West Liberty goes quickly here.
Play action. Wisdom Jenkins has it go in and out of his hands, and Wisdom upset with himself.
As I think he might have heard the footsteps of the linebacker, number 22, DeAndre Brown, as he was right there to make the hit if he makes the catch.
It was either that or seeing how close the goal line was and wanting to get there as fast as possible, especially the way they have played tonight. Same formation. 2nd and 10 from the 20. They bring 4. Play action down the middle. Cole is there. Touchdown, Toppers.
What a catch by Thomas Cole. He runs his route from the tight end position and goes up and just rips it out of the hands of the defender and says, I got man hands and I'm going to get my team 6. As we'll see here on the replay in a second.
A 23-7 ball game. 3:47 left to play in the first half. Toppers in control. Roseanne's on for the extra point. Nate Phillips the hold. It is up. No good. It's going to be a 23-7 ball game. We will take a break. Come right back for what may be the end of the first half. 3:47 left to play in the second on the West Liberty Sports Network.
What does Main Street Bank mean to you?
One thing is, we have CDs with consistently higher rates.
Unlike some banks, Main Street doesn't use high teaser rates to attract customers.
We keep our interest rates simple and competitive.
Some of our interest rates for CDs are the best. Plus, our accounts feature low fees or no fees.
That's money in the bank, the right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back. Topper sideline. Not quite ready to celebrate yet, though maybe the crowd is in the stands. The kickoff team set to come out. Owen Rosance failed on the extra point after the last touchdown, but 23-7. And Thomas Cole gets to add to his touchdown totals. 5 on the season now for Thomas Cole.
He is so impressive. It seems in those situations where they need to make a big play, he's out there and he's always making it. He always seems like he's open. He does a good job on that last play, just coming behind him and ripping it out of the defender's hands for the touchdown. He just proves why he is such a great player.
The Toppers so far in this game, 18 first downs, 19 rushes for 79 yards, a little over 4 yards per carry. A good kick by Rosance. Ratliff will take this one at the 18. Gets to the outside near the West Liberty there sideline, but Maceo Christmas able to make the tackle at the 31. The Toppers gone 17 of 23 through the air for 190 yards, a little over 11 per reception. 42 plays, 269 yards so far in the first half. They may not be finished.
No, if the defense continues to play how they are right now, they get a quick stop here. West Liberty with some timeouts, actually all 3 of their timeouts, they might get able to get the ball back with plenty of time, especially how they're moving right now.
Toppers' third down efficiency, 4 of 7 so far in the first half. 17 minutes and 34 seconds of possession time for the Toppers. Play action, McNair rolling to his left. He's going to run with this. Morrison being blocked well by Ratliff to the ground. And enough for the first down for Jalen McNair.
McNair is a bootleg rollout on that play. His Hilltopper defense was sucked in, does a good job, and just runs around the left side to pick up a nice gain.
So 1st and 10 from the 42. Clock is now running. 3:21 left to play in the first half. Toppers bring 4. Pender off the left side. McDonald trying to get out to the sideline and does with Deary and a fellow Topper. Who is that on the sideline? It looks like it may be Josh Ojo. It is. So Deary, Ojo, and McDonald team up to make the tackle on Pender, the Florida State transfer. And again, he didn't just go to Florida State and was on the team. This guy played.
And you can see with that speed he gets from the line to the mid-level there. He has that breakaway speed, but a great job there by the Hilltoppers to bottle him up on that play.
2nd down and 5 from the 47. 2:38 left to play in the first half. Pender again. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. Gilchrist and McDonald there for the Toppers.
Again, McDonald comes through there, just slows him up, and then Gilchrist comes and finishes him off. That's good, just run defense playing that no one man should have to make a tackle. It should be a group effort on every single play.
That makes it 3rd and 8 from the 44. 2:10 remaining in the first half. They go with twins to each side, 4 wide for Glenville State. McNair, Pender in the backfield. They're going to run with this football. Pender up the middle, finds some room, gets very close to the first down. Morrison stops him just shy. That'll bring up 4th and maybe less than a yard. Glenville wasting no time. Toppers changing their personnel as quickly as they possibly can. Back to the line of scrimmage they go. McNair trying to push it forward. He gets pushed backwards. Where will they stop this play? The whistle has blown and the Topper defensive line has done it.
And if you see Coach Brian Hill down on the sidelines, he is jumping in the air because his key focus is win up front, and that's exactly what they did there as they stopped them on that play. You'll see here on the replay, try to go quick, just got no push whatsoever. The Hilltopper defensive line does their job on that play, and what a huge momentum swing it goes in the favor of the Hilltoppers.
Well, Coach Hill coaching against his old alma mater, an All-American player in his own right in his time at Glenville State. And he is fired up right now, and how could you not be? 89 seconds left to play in the first half. Toppers at midfield, a chance to score again. Blitz coming for Glenville. They're bringing the house. Phillips has to escape. Throws the ball out of bounds. And the officials are just going to say incomplete pass. Glenville State wants a call for intentional grounding. Will they get it? They do. And I think it's going to be because Phillips did not get the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
That's an unfortunate case there. It's either he's going to take the sack or take the intentional grounding. It would have been very tough for him to get it back to the line of scrimmage. That's just a huge hit for the Topper defense. I wouldn't be surprised if they just run the ball here and just try to get it to halftime from here.
That makes it 2nd and forever from the 27. 1:22 left to play in the first half. They go 4 wide. Glenville just rushes 4. They bring a stunt, though. Fires it down the middle of the field. Nate Phillips' ball is tipped, and man, what a play. It's hit by Dane Lynch, the 5'9 sophomore. If that doesn't get tipped, Toppers may be going to the house right now with Nate Phillips.
Yeah, that would have been a Phillips-to-Phillips connection there, but Lynch does a good job playing center field at that safety position, as it's very awkward seeing him play so far back, as he's been playing up very close to the line of scrimmage in today's game, but playing back, playing that center field position, and it was just almost right there to get that interception.
3rd and 33 with 1:17 left in the first half. Play action. Phillips going to keep it himself. They're going to try to rip the ball out to the Pioneers, but they cannot do it. He'll be stopped at the 34-yard line with 68 seconds remaining and a 4th down. So the Toppers will punt. Glenville smartly able to take a timeout and stop the clock.
Coach Keller must feel like he has something over there, a couple play calls that he's going to feel confident with. With the margin being what it is, most of the time coaches will say, hey, we'll cut our losses here and let's go to halftime and try to figure it out then. He must feel that he has a good special teams play coming up, or just a great offensive series, that he has a couple plays in mind.
It's a 16-point ball game as we take a look back at the stats here. The Toppers have had the ball for 20 minutes and 49 seconds of this first half, 4 of 8. 50% in 3rd down conversion, but Glenville just 8 minutes with the ball and 0 for 4 on 3rd down.
That might be the biggest key stat so far, is 3rd down is the money down. That is where you're going to make money. If you can convert those, you're going to break the will of your opponent, and they just haven't been able to get it done so far.
Austin Ratliff back deep to return this. Ryder gets a good kickoff after a high snap. Hits off of Ratliff. The ball is loose. The Toppers recover at the 38.
As Ratliff's been that elite returner so far, but that's one of those cases. Just let it hit the ground. And as we'll have a replay of the punt, he just tries to come and try to make a diving catch, just cannot hold on. And the Toppers are going to get another huge break as Glenville State just gives them another 1st down.
60 seconds left in the half. Ratliff, the man that has the only points for Glenville in this game. Their first kick return of the ball game after the first West Liberty touchdown. And boy, he went from hero so far for Glenville, getting that return touchdown, to a little bit of a scapegoat right now if West Liberty can score here at the end of the half. Trips to the near side for West Liberty. Blitz coming for Glenville. Has to fire it. Finds Cole. Tries to get upfield. We'll see where they spot him out of bounds. They say he goes out at the 34. So the clock will stop. That brings up 2nd down. We'll say 5.
And that was a key play there by Thomas Cole, was getting out of bounds. West Liberty still has all 3 timeouts.
Phillips, low snap, has to step up, feels the pressure. He's going to be brought down as he takes the sack. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 12.
Zach Phillips just runs out of real estate on that time. The pocket was still clean. It's just try to break the pocket, and it's just there was no room for him to go. It's kind of one of those scenarios you don't want to go backwards, because of what happened on the last series, is trying to find anywhere to find space. Just can't. That's just a good pass rush by Glenville State.
The Toppers take a timeout, their first of the half. So now each team has 2 timeouts left. With 46 seconds remaining, the Toppers up by 16. It's been a great first half for the Toppers.
And for this big 3rd and 12, I'd still expect West Liberty to work the middle of the field. The clock is not much of a concern right now with the 2 timeouts, and you don't have to go as far down the field. I expect them to work the middle of the field with maybe some slants with them inside receivers and some fades or just streaks down for the outside receivers.
And we were watching pregame. Kicker Owen Rosance for the Toppers not too far out of his range at this point. Just a few more, maybe 5 or 6 more yards, and they're in Rosance's range. Blitz for Glenville. Phillips steps up. He's going to have to run. Gets away, but the ball is loose. Glenville picks it up. A turnover for the Toppers here as Phillips is trying to escape the pocket.
As we'll see here on the replay, Phillips just steps up in the pocket, makes the right decision, but just could not feel the man coming from behind. He gets the strip sack. As the first half is not over yet for Glenville State, they're still right there to try to put some points on the board.
38 seconds remaining. 1st and 10 for Glenville at their own 41. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Lone receiver up top. McNair looking right. Screen pass for Pender. He's got some blockers out front, but he falls over. Ball is loose. They're going to say incomplete. I thought Cody Ryan might have the opportunity to go for the big man.
The pressure again by the West Liberty's defensive line is getting the job done. McNair just threw that off his back foot, almost jumping in the air off his back foot, and Pender can't hold on, as I think he might have dropped that one on purpose, knowing that he wasn't going to be able to stay on his feet and stop the clock.
If so, a very smart move. 31 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Toppers bring 4. Up the middle was Ryan, but McNair able to escape and gets himself out of bounds at the 45-yard line, a gain of 5. 3rd and 5 coming up with 22 seconds left. Clock is stopped.
There's going to be, that was a key play there by Fontelise. As he saw McNair running towards the sideline, he cuts him off and makes him take a little bit of a sharper angle towards the sideline, making him get less yards in that play. That is such a smart play there by the Hilltop veteran.
We'll call it 3rd and 6 with 22 seconds remaining. Ball at the 45. Glenville twins to each side. Toppers showing they're going to bring 4. They do. Pass is tipped away by Maceo Christmas, the redshirt freshman. 2 weeks in a row making big plays in that starting lineup.
The West Liberty comes out in a zone on this play, as you'll see here on the replay. As the ball is snapped, he kind of sits there expecting that man to come over the middle, and he just undercuts the route so very close to making the interception, but he'll take the pass deflection and force a 4th down.
So 18 seconds remain. Robinson and Aaron Farmer back deep for the Toppers. Watts to kick for the Pioneers. Good kick by Watts. Fair catch called for. Nice bounce, and it's going to take a Glenville bounce. It's going to be spotted at the 7-yard line. And you probably have to expect just a kneel down here at the 7 with 7 seconds left.
I'd expect that too, but I've seen crazier things happen in a football game, especially with Coach Wiley. He likes to be aggressive, but I don't know if he wants to be aggressive in this situation.
They do come out with Durbin, Cole, Robinson, Wimbish, and Rita. It'll be a victory formation. The Toppers will kneel it down. Well, over 20 minutes time of possession for the Toppers in the first half. Incredible. West Liberty will be kicking off to start the second half. Glenville will take it to start off the 3rd quarter. What a tremendous 2 quarters it has been for the Toppers to start this ball game, the 3rd of 3 straight Thursday night games early in this season. There are more later in the season as well, but Glenville State, a big rivalry. Again, the Toppers have more victories against Glenville State than any other school in football, in West Liberty football history. They're trying to pick up their 44th victory all time against the Pioneers. Well, we heard Cub Varner speak to Coach Wiley before the game. We're going to get him to talk to him now at halftime as well. Cub and Coach, take it away.
So, Coach, your offensive line has just protected Zach Phillips really well this whole game, the whole first half. What's going on with that?
We're just playing well. I mean, we're getting a little healthier. There's guys, stepping up and doing what they're supposed to do, and Zach's getting rid of the ball in time, and things are working. That's what happens when you execute the way you're capable of executing.
Your defense has held them to 2 first downs compared to your 18. And your time of possession is just way over theirs. What's leading to this whole thing?
Well, offensively, we're able to run and throw the ball, and that's one thing. We're not one-dimensional. We've been able to establish drives and keep the ball and keep our defense pretty much fresh. And we're going to have to continue to do that because they got some explosive players on their side of the ball. And so as long as we can continue to monopolize the clock, they can't score when they're on the sideline.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cub, and thank you, Coach. Great comments from there. You can't expect anything but a happy Coach Wiley. To an extent, he is a football coach, so there is, no matter what, always more work to do and ways to get better. But your thoughts on the first half?
West Liberty just completely dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Defensive line especially, just McNair has had no time to throw the football, and then the offensive line is giving Zach Phillips time to pass. There is very good offensive line play so far.
I will definitely second that. Offensive line, they need as much publicity as they can possibly get. Don't get a ton of credit very often. The offensive line, one of the stars of the night so far in this first half for the Toppers. When we come back, we will have some highlights and stats for you from the first half on Topper Station.
I'm from Wheeling, and when I was thinking about transferring schools, I kind of talked to people I knew that went to West Lib, and they all told me it was like a family environment.
With it being so close to home, there is that stigma that it's not far away enough, you're not getting away, but it's as far away as you make it.
If you don't want to go home, you don't have to go home. I go see my little brother, and I go his games.
But if you stay here and really enjoy the atmosphere and really mold with people, and it feels like you're away from home.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Marie, you have pre-diabetes.
Pre-diabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get pre-diabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for pre-diabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the field, brought to you by Outpost Fence Company, your West Liberty University Marching Hill Soccer, presenting the King, Queen, and Knight Show that brings together some of the most iconic artists of the 60s, 80s, and 90s. Forever known as the King of Pop, Michael Jackson not only revolutionized the pop music genre, but he brought visual storytelling to a new level through his creative and detailed music videos. Presenting one of his most famous hits of the early 90s, here is Michael Jackson's Black or White. Written and originally released by Ernest Redding in 1964, respect was actually a masculine apparel from a working man to a housewife, which represented the traditional family values of the 1950s and 60s. However, when Aretha Franklin recorded Respect on Valentine's Day in 1967, she added the song's now iconic bridge, an infectious call and response. By doing so, she transformed the meaning of the song and created an anthem of women's empowerment and a rally cry. Sing along if you know the words. Here is Respect, recorded by the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. The March Hilltoppers will premiere their final tune, The Kings, Queens, and Knights, on October 31st. In the meantime, here's a hit for you. We will feature an incredible artist who lives just across the pond from us. So, as the March Hilltoppers close out the evening performance, we invite you to stand and join us in the West Liberty University fight song. The Walter Hilltoppers under the direction of Director of Band Dr. Gretchen Pullman, and assisted by Professor Nick Greco, West Liberty Professor of Percussion and World Music. Additional staff include color guard choreographer Mark Martin, assistant color guard choreographer Bobby Moore, assistant drumline instructor and teaching assistant Bobby Moore, and Josh Garrett, co-drill designer Gary Backman, and graduate assistant Ashley Cole. Representing the diverse student body.
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and I'm a biology pre-med student here at West Liberty, and I'm going to show you what it's like to be a student in this program. Now we're heading into biochem with Dr. Schmidt. I decided to go into pre-med at West Liberty because I knew it was a small, well-known program, and I had always wanted to do something in the medical field.
Today we're going to continue on with our discussion of Chapter 7, talking about carbohydrates. Alright, but it's been a while since we've done a fun little critical thinking question. So, before we get into the lecture material, we are going to do a little critical thinking question. What we should do first? Draw them. That would be super helpful. So go ahead. We'll start with our favorite?
The classes that I'm taking right now are definitely very difficult and very serious. They're mostly lecture-based, but the professors still do a great job of getting people engaged and involved in classes. So today we're heading into our biology club cabinet meeting.
We have the bake sale going on. Somebody needs to make a sign for that, which I can't do. I can make a sign.
I've been a part of Bio Club since freshman year. Definitely free pizza got me to go to the first meeting because we have pizza at every meeting. But it's a way that I met so many other biology students, especially upperclassmen who are in the same major. So you form relationships with people who have taken classes that you have to take, and you learn helpful tips from them. It's just like a really good community between the biology program.
So now I'm going to be working on my independent research project with Dr. Schmidt, which focuses on how oxygen affects immune responses to Francisella.
What we're going to be doing today, Kaylee, is we are going to be doing an ELISA. Okay? And what ELISAs do is they allow us to measure.
I knew coming into college that I wanted to do some sort of undergraduate research, especially because most medical programs look for that on your CV or your resume. So I waited until the beginning of sophomore year once I had adjusted to college, and I knew Dr. Schmidt had a relatively small lab, so I decided to go and talk to her so I could get more one-on-one hands-on learning experiences with her. A lot of medical school programs look for undergraduate research because it shows that you can multitask between just doing your studies and allotting time for something else. And a lot of programs actually require you to do research when you're in graduate school.
So we're in the Horizontal laboratory right now, and I'm currently working with mouse macrophages and Francisella tularensis, which is usually plated on chocolate agar, which looks like this. It's not actually made of chocolate though. So these are the mouse macrophages in here, and this flask is just meant for cells to grow, so the cells actually adhere to the back of the flask, so when you look under the microscope, they are stuck to the bottom of the flask. Now we're heading into molecular biology with Dr. Kreisberg.
It's definitely difficult, but it's so nice having such small class sizes because you really get to know your professors. And a lot of the times I won't even schedule appointments to meet with my professors if I have a question. Like, their doors are just always open, they're always willing to help. You can just walk in, they'll help you with anything, where like I knew I wanted a smaller school for that reason, for that more one-on-one attention.
Today I'm working in the microbiology lab with Dr. Kreisberg.
A big reason that I chose Westlib was definitely affordability. I'm an Elbin Scholar because of my high school GPA and my ACT score from in high school, and it's something that sold my family from the very first visit. And also, even though I'm technically out of state, I get the metro rate, which is awesome because it does bring tuition down so much from when we were first looking, thinking, oh, an out-of-state school, it's probably so expensive, but it's not.
I'm also on the volleyball team here at West Liberty, and we're getting ready to have our last match of the regular season.
Being a student athlete definitely has taught me time management. It's really difficult when you have a stretch of away games that could be 4, 5, 6 hours away on a Tuesday night when you have class at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. But I personally think it helps me because I know I need to study for certain exams or classes because I don't have time to procrastinate or to slack off.
I hope this gave you a good look at what it's like to be a biology pre-med major here at West Liberty. For more information, check out the website.
Welcome back. The Toppers hold a 23-7 lead here at halftime. Let's take a look at some highlights as to how we got there in the first half. The Toppers, Zach Phillips, fakes the handoff on the read option, keeps it himself. Nobody touches him as he gets to the end zone. 7-0 Toppers. Then the ensuing kickoff. Austin Ratliff decides, well, let's tie this game up immediately. He does exactly that. Owen Rosant's not here to tackle, here to kick, and unable to make the tackle on the senior from Glenville. 7-7 tie game. West Liberty drives back down the next drive and makes it a 10-7 ball game and has not looked back since. They get another touchdown later on in the first half. So you see the run there and a touchdown. And another one for the Toppers to make it 23-7. Thomas Cole, his 5th touchdown of the season so far. Zach Phillips playing well, the Topper offense playing well, but we got to talk about that offensive line for the Toppers. A big reason they're ahead in this game and why they have such a high time of possession in the first half. We take a look at the individual stats. Zach Phillips, 194 yards through the air, 18 of 25. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Quincy Wimbish has 33 yards and a touchdown. Zach Phillips has gained 17 yards and a touchdown as well. Christian Rita has 59 yards on 5 receptions. And Wisdom Jenkins with 3 receptions, 48 yards. Thomas Cole, 3 receptions, 23 yards and a touchdown in this ball game. Glenville State, not a whole lot to talk about stat-wise in that first half. McNair just 5 yards passing, 2 of 6 with a 5-yard gain, just 5 yards and a sack taken. Mario Pender, 6 attempts, 15 yards, 2.5 per carry. And Austin Ratliff, just 5 yards on 1 possession. Not a great night so far for that Glenville State offense. Take a look at some of the team stats between this great matchup. Glenville State and West Liberty. 18 first downs for the Toppers, just 2 for the Pioneers. That's incredible.
It is just complete domination right now. And if you're Glenville State, you can look at it and say, well, there's room for improvement.
Absolutely room for improvement. And look at the total yards, folks. 268 for the Toppers, just 28 for Glenville State. You got to think that's probably going to change here in the second half. Maybe not a ton, but at least a little bit to make those numbers look a little bit more normal. But we'll wait and see. I mean, that first half, if that's how the second half is going to go, it's going to be a very long night still for Glenville State and a very tough drive home as well.
Yeah, like you said, the recipe for West Liberty in the first half was long, sustaining drives, tire out the defense, throwing the ball and passing the ball, and then defense just getting quick stops, making big plays, making open field tackles, and that's really set them up to be in good areas. And then they punt the ball back, and then all of a sudden the defense is tired for Glenville State, and those long drives just continue and continue more. So I believe that first drive coming in the second half for West Liberty on offense is going to be a key.
Well, the Toppers will kick off to start the second half. Glenville will have the ball first. And again, that Topper defense can continue to do what they've done. It won't be very long before we'll see the West Liberty offense on the field in this second half. And again, another big thing, the third down efficiency in the first half. Glenville State 0 for 5 in the first 2 quarters. The Toppers 4 of 9. 21 minutes, 26 seconds time of possession for West Liberty in the first half. 8 minutes and 34 seconds for Glenville State. Back deep to return for the Pioneers. It will be Darnell Jackson and number 33, Austin Ratliff. Rosant's on to kick. It'll be a pooch kick. It'll be fair caught at the 30-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Pioneers from there. The Topper defense set to come right back out.
I'm really liking the idea of the pooch kick. Special teams has looked a little shaky on kickoffs so far in this game. They're going to fair catch it from where those second to back line guys are. Fair catch it, to start your drive to 30.
And in the second half, we're going to have a sophomore broadcasting student, Beth Allen, directing for us. Trent Nicholson, our a freelance director, former graduate, or a graduate alumnus of West Liberty in the broadcast program. Always directs for us, but he's helping out a student tonight. Beth is going to be directing the second half. Deep pass down the field. Ojo can't get the tip, and the pass is caught, but the man is injured on the field, and I think he's going to be able to get up. He is. Maybe a personal foul on Logan Deary. The catch was made by Caleb Wynn, the 5'11", 175-pound freshman receiver. And we will see the call from the white hat right at the 50-yard line. And I don't know if we have a replay of that or not, with the white hat getting set to make the call, so hang on a second. And don't know who they called it on. I'm assuming Logan Deary for the hit at the end of the catch. But it's a 15-yard penalty and not the way the Toppers wanted to start this second half. So a big gain and tack on the penalty. They go trips to the left. McNair looking left, fires well outside. Brown is there to make the catch, makes a few Toppers miss. Fontalise is there to bring him down with the help of Cody Hudson.
As you see, Glenville State starting to come out with something West Liberty was doing, just a short passes just to get the offense going. Brown catches that and does a great job of going back to the football to make sure he secures it, and actually made it a little bit of a running room for him.
So it brings up 2nd down and 5 from the 25. Twins to each side. Pender back there with McNair. The Toppers bring 4. McNair keeps it on the read option. He's going to have to slide because the Topper defense not fooled on that one. Morrison and Christmas there for West Liberty's defense.
I understand it is a smart decision to slide, but if it's a quarterback design run, I think you have to try to put your shoulder down and try to fight for some yards. You kind of just took the play out of his hand there just by sliding, only getting 2, where there could have been room for much more.
Yeah, McNair not a big guy, but not necessarily small either. 6 foot, 190 pounds. Brings up 3rd and 3 from the 23. Topper defense showing they're going to bring 4. They do. The handoff to Pender up the middle. McDonald and Gilchrist there for the tackle along with Christmas, short of the first down. 4th and 1 from the 21. And you got to think Glenville's going for it.
I expect more of the same here. Just give it to Pender on this play and let him try to run. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if there was a read option.
Topper defense, personnel-wise, stays on the field. Pistol formation. Pender directly behind McNair. Play action. Fires it out, pass is caught, and the first down is got by Ratliff. He's inside the 15-yard line. They'll spot him at the 12, 1st and 10.
Not the play call I was expecting, putting it in McNair's hands. The play action pass is what really opens up Ratcliffe there and for a big play.
Trips to the top of the screen for Glenville State. Brown, the only receiver at the bottom of the screen. Shot there from Maria Murphy, our field cam. McNair looking left, comes back right. Pender is there. So is Ojo. Can't trip him up. And pushing him out of bounds is Clay McDonald for the Toppers. It'll be a nice gain and bring up a 2nd down at about 3.5.
This is the key point that West Liberty's defense needs to go on. Is that Glenville State not very good in the red zone. They need to have that bend but don't break mentality.
And as you say that, Glenville leads the Mountain East Conference with 18 red zone possessions, but ranks last in red zone offense with just 9 scores in those 18 possessions before this game. 4 touchdowns, 5 field goals. Nice little play out here. Pender trying to get to the corner, cannot do it. I don't believe he got to the first down marker either. We'll see where they spot this. That play straight out of Madden. The fake fullback dive pitch out to the running back. They do lose yardage, 3rd and 3 from the 5.
And if Pender just falls down after getting that first contact there, he gets the first down, but he tries to run again and loses his forward progress.
They go 2 sidecars in the backfield. That'll be Darnell Jackson along with Pender. McNair gives it to Jackson. Tries to get upfield, but he's going to be stopped short again. It'll bring up a 4th down. We'll see, did he lose even more yardage on that one? It may be 4th and 4. And the field goal team out for Glenville State, the topper defense, like you said, Ben, but don't break.
And you're not out of the woods yet if you're the West Liberty defense. You always want to watch out for a fake, especially with the margin being what it is.
And you got to also pay attention. Their holder is their backup quarterback, Tim Heltzel. Heltzel's had a pretty good season so far himself, but it will be Watts lining up for the field goal. It's up, good kick, and that one lands in left field of the softball field. It's a 23-10 ball game. West Liberty still has the lead. They will get their first offensive possession coming up after the break on Topper Station.
What does Main Street Bank mean to you?
Well, Main Street has extended hours every business day, and they're open most holidays. Their new checking and savings accounts are really good. The balance requirement is very low, and they have online bill pay and debit cards right away. Plus, they have no fees or low fees. Great service, higher interest. That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Undo's Catering, family owned since 1953. With newly remodeled catering facilities throughout the Ohio Valley, Undo's can accommodate banquets from 25 to 700 guests. Undo's caters weddings, picnics, corporate events, holiday events, and job site drop-offs for the construction and oil and gas industry. Call 304-233-5566 today.
Welcome back. Justin Watts set to kick off for Glenville State after he made the field goal that made it 23-10 with 10:05 left in the 3rd quarter. Now, again, we've told you before, there's one other game in the Mountain East Conference being played tonight. Frostburg visiting Fairmont State. It is in the 3rd quarter there, 8:12 left in that 3rd quarter. 21-9, Fairmont State leads over Frostburg. Cruz Naylor with 2 touchdown passes so far in the game. Hamlin, a rushing touchdown for Fairmont State. Brunson with a touchdown pass to Brown for Frostburg. And a safety in that ball game as well. Return up for Wimbish. A good one. The ball was loose though. Glenville State picks it up. And a costly turnover for the Toppers.
That is not what you want to do if you're West Liberty. Ball security is the most important thing right now.
Take another look at this. The ball popped out as he was hit by multiple Pioneers. Quincy Wimbish wanting that one back. The Topper defense right back out there on the field. Each team had a turnover in the first half. West Liberty another one here in the second. Pender in motion. Jackson takes the handoff. He's brought down quickly. Kenyon Felder, tackle for loss.
Kenyon Felder plays his position with ease on that play. Run, a little bit of a base running play, a little bit of a sweep. He does a good job, reads the run, and stays where he needs to and makes a good tackle.
2nd down and 12 coming up from the 36. That Topper defense looks like they're up to the challenge right now. Ratliff, the man in motion. Play action. Goes to Ratliff. His back was turned when McNair released the football. Did not see the pass whatsoever.
Yeah, McNair just needed to throw that one as soon as he saw him open. He thought he saw something down the field, kind of double clutches it, and then Ratliff goes upfield and just was not paying attention for the ball because he was trying to make himself open.
Well, it goes from 2nd and 12 to 3rd and 12 after the incompletion. Trips to the bottom of your screen for the Pioneers. Sidecar left is Pender to McNair. Looking right, back to the middle of the field, has to be flushed out, right side. Jack Davis is there, gets a hand on him, finally pushes him out of bounds at the 39. That will bring up 4th and 15 from the 39-yard line in Glenville State. It looks like they will have to punt as Justin Watts comes out onto the field.
As that third down play, great pressure by the defensive line, and then forcing him out of the pocket. Now, as soon as you saw him go out of the pocket, he knew he was not going to throw the ball, and a good job using the sideline as an extra defender.
Aaron Farmer back deep for the Toppers. 8.5 to play in the third. Watts, good kick right to the corner and out of bounds, perfectly done. See where they spot this one. Keep coming up the field, and they stop at the 13-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 Toppers, 8:22 to play in the third. And the West Liberty offense will get to see their first opportunity in the second half.
It's a big drive for them. Like I said, if they can get a nice, long, sustaining drive and kind of take the ease off the defense, just making them get some rest and hopefully move the ball down the field and put some points on the board.
Phillips hands it off. Trying to find some room in the middle of that pile. It's Quincy Wimbish. Gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. And then that's the no hurry, no huddle for West Liberty.
I believe they do this just to try to get a look what the defense has, then call the play from there, see how they're going to be playing them.
Keeps it, finds it to Durbin. Good blocking downfield for Thomas Cole. Durbin just running guys over. A flag is thrown, and it may be a hold on Cole, and it will be. Thomas Cole not happy with the call. First down was picked up by Durbin by a few yards.
As that flag is a spot foul, so it does move it up a little bit closer, but still 2nd down for the Hilltoppers.
2nd down and 8 from the 15. Play action. Phillips gonna have to roll out of the pocket, looking downfield. Fires this one over the head of Isaiah Robinson, and pretty much all he could do, try to make sure the Toppers keep the yardage they've already gotten.
That play by Phillips is just a veteran move there, just knowing that everything is breaking down. You'd rather just try to basically cut your losses and give yourself a chance on 3rd down.
Well, it's 3rd down and 6 from the 17-yard line. Robinson and Durbin at the bottom of your screen. Nate Phillips and Christian Rita at the top of your screen. And Aaron Farmer to the right of Zach Phillips. Phillips fires to the right side. Pass is going to be picked off up the field and into the end zone. Dane Lynch gets the touchdown for Glenville State.
He's just that defensive back that is waiting there playing center field, and he just comes up and picks it and has had no one in front of him, as you'll see here on the replay. He's just waiting there, coming up from the safety position, and like I said, he makes that catch and no one is near him for the score.
It's a 7-point ball game, 7:09 left in the third. Watts on to try to make it a 6-point ball game. High snap, but the kick is good. So 23-17 is the score. We will be right back as the Toppers will receive the kickoff on Topper Station.
A lifetime of savings starts here. Belmont Savings Bank, focused on your future.
More than ever, people are busier and need to stretch a dollar. Main Street understands. We believe a bank should help. Maybe that's why we keep growing. With extended hours, easy parking, higher interest savings accounts, and the lowest fees in the area. Locally owned with local decision makers. Built by the people, for the people. We don't want to be the biggest bank. We just want to be the best. Main Street Bank.
Welcome back, fans of the West Liberty Sports Network and new Topper Station. Got something new for you. High school football tomorrow night on Topper Station from here at West Family Stadium. Morgantown coming to visit host Lindsley. So we will have that broadcast tomorrow night. Isaac will be off doing his radio gig for high school football, but you can watch that on Topper Station 7 o'clock tomorrow night on topperstation.com and Comcast Channel 14. You can check that out. But Isaac, as I said, will be doing his radio gig at a game elsewhere for a local radio station. I will be doing play-by-play for the game, and we will have someone coming to do color commentary. Anybody that has watched the West Liberty Sports Network over the last couple years may know this person. They are gone for now, but coming back very soon. And we will see if anybody can figure out who it is, who's the mystery color commentator. A good run here for Smoot. Across the 35 and up to the 36. Gets the Toppers into pretty good field position right off the bat.
That is very important, especially after the special teams blunder last time. Just he had two hands in a football, and just make sure you get a nice gain and just you want to get off the field.
Now the offense back on for the Toppers. Glenville State defense has to be feeling pretty good about themselves after the last drive, the pick six. And has gotten them within 6 points, a touchdown and an extra point. They take the lead in this ball game when it looked like it could be all but lost at the end of the first half. Trips to the bottom of the screen for the Toppers. Cole, Jenkins, and Robinson. A handoff to Wimbish. Give him a gain of 2. Brings up 2nd down and 8.
And Glenville showed that they made the adjustments so far in this game. And that's going to be key. You see if West Liberty can continue to run the same offense they ran in the first half. So far, Glenville's made their correct adjustments.
Well, the Toppers bring Savion Johnson back into the game. 6.5 left to play in the third. Wimbish in motion. Handoff to Johnson. He gets a carry. Up the middle, the big man takes all of the defensive line to take him down. And a good gain. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 2.
As I mentioned in the first half, it's a matter of time that they're going to be giving the ball to Savion Johnson. It's just he's been used as a decoy so often. It's just now that's going to open up room for him to run the ball and catch passes out of the backfield.
Wimbish in motion again. Phillips is going to keep it. He is hit in the backfield trying to lean forward. Maybe gained a couple of inches, but it's going to be 4th down. We'll call it a 1.5 yards.
That play was just a little bit of a read option. It's just he made his decision way too late. Savion Johnson has already passed the threshold when they give it to him, and it just cannot get there, and it's going to be a 4th down.
Ryder on to kick, and a timeout called by Glenville State. That'll be their first of the second half. They'll have 2 left, 5:29 left to play in the third quarter. We will be right back after a short break on Topper Station. Punt by Ryder, and a fair catch called for at the 21-yard line by Ratliff. Ratliff has had an up-and-down game in special teams. Again, he took that kickoff to the house on their first kick return of the ball game. Then he fumbled a punt and gave West Liberty the ball back. So he's a little bit of everything so far for Austin Ratliff in this one.
Yeah, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. I think that bad could be a little bit horrible at that one point. That was at that point in the game, that was a real backbreaker. But that touchdown was also key for them in the first half.
And you take that touchdown away, it's still 23-10. Something you don't see often. McNair under center, play action. Zach Hott gets his hands up, pass well over the head of everyone, and incomplete. Good job by Hott to make sure McNair's not seeing a thing.
You took the words out of my mouth on that. That pass is sailed on him because he can't see his defender clearly, or his receiver down the field clearly, and then he just overshoots it and kind of fires it a little too high.
So that brings up a 2nd down and 10 from the 21. Back in shotgun, and trips to the bottom of the screen. Looks to the middle of the field. Almost gets taken down. Hott trying to get to him. Fires it. Deep down the field. A man is there. It's caught at the 40-yard line and brought down. Caleb Wynn, a 5'11 freshman.
As McNair just tries to find as much space as possible, and he airs it out long. It just slips behind the Hilltoppers defenders and makes the big play.
1st and 10 from the 36. Under 5 left to play in the 3rd. Glenville trying to take the lead for the first time in this ball game. Toppers showing blitz. Pass is tipped. They're going to say incomplete, as it was a forward pass. I'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Toppers defense reads that play. If that pass was not tipped and it was caught, there was a plethora of Toppers around him.
The Toppers, you're seeing some new faces in that defensive line. Brendan Nichols in there right now. Nichols at that defensive end spot. He can play inside or outside. Jackson finds some room off the left side, a gain of about 5 or 6. Bring up a 3rd down. We'll call it 6.
This is another big play for this West Liberty defense. Could get a huge stop here, try to force a field goal or maybe possibly a punt.
Again, Glenville getting to that no man's land a little bit. They do have a very good kicker in Watts. Again, he's their punter and their place kicker, field goal kicker. He can do a little bit of everything. 3rd and 5, 31-yard line. Here comes McNair on the run. He's going to be hit and brought down by Brendan Nichols. I'm sorry, Kenyon Felder. The initial man on the hit was McCray for the Toppers.
As Glenville State goes, that play was actually, I believe, was a quarterback draw. It's just the offensive line did not do a very good job of selling that it was a fake pass, and that was a great job by Hilltoppers defensive line and just being there and swarming McNair on that play.
Makes it 4th and 7 after a loss of a couple. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Toppers up by 6. Pender to the right of McNair. Brown, the lone receiver, at the bottom of your screen. Looking left. Still looking, fires it to the sideline. It's over the head of Ratliff. Turnover on down. The defense holds.
That was a huge play there by West Liberty, turning him over on downs. McNair couldn't even throw it in play, couldn't even give his man a chance. There's just nobody open. Great effort there by the Hilltopper defense.
Glenville wastes an opportunity on offense. They're trying again. The Topper defense, though, stepping up in a big moment when they needed to. You saw it last week against Frostburg at times, holding them to 3 and outs late in that ball game as West Liberty was coming back. Try to take it or at least tie it up. Handoff to Farmer. He's in the pile, pushes forward. A gain of 3. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 with 3 minutes left in the 3rd.
Glenville State starting to add more guys into the box, it seems like, on these first down plays, really trying to force West Liberty's hand to throw the football.
Now an official timeout, as Tyler Eli is going to have to come out. And I don't know, he looks okay, running off the field on his own. Don't know if, you see it in basketball every once in a while. Somebody gets cut or blood on them, got to come wipe it off. Hopefully it's something minor like that, and he'll be able to get right back out there. Play action, quick throw to Robinson off his pads, and luckily hits the turf before anyone from Glenville can get there.
That play was made by the defender there as it came and hit Robinson right in the chest, but he hit him as soon as that ball touched him. That was absolute perfect timing there by the Pioneer defender to force this big 3rd down.
7 yards to go for the Toppers. Trips to the top of the screen. It's Rita, Nate Phillips, and Ridge Durbin. Robinson stays at the bottom. Farmer to the right of Phillips. Blitz coming for Glenville. Play action. Phillips finds a hole. He's going to have to run. He's tripped up from behind. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 2.
Phillips does his best job there. Just realizing that nothing was going to, the blocking breaks down behind him. It's just they leave that hole right up the middle and try to get as many as possible. It's just cut down short of the 1st down.
And the punt team out for West Liberty. Back deep to return for Glenville is Austin Ratliff once again. His heels are at the 25. Ryder gets a good line drive kick. And the fair catch called for. Now Ratliff's going to run. That should be a flag. The Toppers are calling for it. And nothing from the officials. This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. If you blew the whistle when he wasn't tackled and he ran when he called for the fair catch, what's going on here?
I believe that is just a missed call. That's simple officiating on that play. If you call a fair catch, you cannot try to run.
Now, maybe if the ball hit the ground, maybe that's a part of the rule as well, since he did let it bounce. Maybe that's part of it, but I don't know. I'm not positive. I have to read up on those, my NCAA Division II football rule book.
It might also be the point that he didn't try to go and block somebody. That reason why they did not throw a penalty flag.
So Glenville 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Under 2 minutes left in the 3rd. New quarterback in. Pender, though, takes the handoff. Christmas tries to make the tackle, misses. Same with Morrison. And finally, Cody Enrietti from his defensive line spot comes up back the field 12 yards to make the tackle. Timothy Heltzel into the ball game, the 6'2", 195-pound sophomore quarterback for Glenville State, enters the ball game. Steps back, fires down the middle of the field, and incomplete. Logan Deary was there, intended receiver, and now a late flag thrown, extremely late. We'll see what the call is from the White Hat. That's a tough call. The pass interference there, extremely late flag thrown. The no call on the running after a fair catch. Again, taking a look at some of these stats from the new quarterback, Tim Heltzel. 44 of 72 on the season, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 61% through the air, 547 yards, and averaging 182 yards per game as quarterback. Clay McDonald gets in on the blitz and gets the sack.
And Clay McDonald says, "Welcome to the game, Mr. Heltzel," on this play as he blitzes right through. It looked like the B gap, and he was not touched, and he just throws him to the ground like a rag doll.
Toppers make it 2nd and almost 20. We'll say 2nd and 19 as the clock dwindles down to less than a minute left in the 3rd.
That was just a huge play there by Clay McDonald, especially after the penalty. Weren't too pleased about the call, but that's how you make up for it on right there.
Dropping back, looking, fires towards the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. The man in coverage for the Toppers, Josh Ojo.
And Ojo continues to prove why he is one of the best defensive backs in Division II. Had a boatload of interceptions last year. The opportunity hasn't been there because they don't throw the ball at him anymore.
It's kind of the same thing you saw in years past with a lot of great Topper defensive backs. I mean, there've been quite a few. The last one you can remember, Terrence Baldwin was that kind of guy. He's basically a starter for 4 years here at West Liberty. Was Baldwin. And those last couple of years, I didn't say his name much because nobody threw his direction. Heltzel's going to run on this one on 3rd and forever. He's going to get hit and brought down before the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 4th down and about 12. We'll see if they'll just let the clock run out. There's 8 seconds left in the 3rd. And it looks like this quarter will end before another play will take place. The Toppers take a 6-point lead into the 4th. 23-17. We will be right back for the 4th quarter on Topper Station.
What if your bank offered CDs with consistently competitive and higher interest rates?
That's what I want.
What if, unlike other banks, they're normally open more hours? And they don't use high teaser rates on CDs only to lower them later.
Isn't that the way all banks should be?
And even more, several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank.
The right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
When looking at schools while transferring, the affordability of West Liberty University was definitely something that stuck out to me compared to my last university.
Coming here kind of helps, and especially with the Metro, since it is a little bit closer, I'd get that Metro scholarship where it's not as bad out of state.
What makes me want to stay here is really, I know once I graduate, I'll be able to lean on the faculty, people that I've built relationships with here when I'm done with college.
Welcome back to Toppers defense. More specifically, Clay McDonald making a big play after a pass interference call. Clay McDonald blitzing, gets a huge sack for a huge loss. It eventually led to this 4th and forever and a forced punt by the Topper defense.
Exactly what the doctor was calling for.
Watts back to kick. Rita and Farmer, they're going to fake the punt up to the 50-yard line. First down for Ratliff. Did he step out of bounds? But a great call there for the special teams of Glenville State. They pick up the first down.
What a gutsy call that was there for Coach Keller of Glenville State. Knowing coming out of the TV timeout or the quarter break, just not really sure what you're going to get there. He had time to plan it, and he planned it to perfection.
Ball spotted at the 33-yard line. Heltzel back out there in the offense, number 10. Read you his stats a little bit ago. Very good quarterback. Looking left. Has to roll out right. Pender is there. So is Morrison. Morrison cannot make the tackle. It's Fontelisa's turn. No good there. Deary finally upends him, but not before a huge gain for Mario Pender.
And the Reds keep getting richer on this drive. Pender just breaks a lot of tackles. Surprised to not see a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. A lot of jersey grabbing there, but no call nevertheless. 1st and goal for the Pioneers.
We'll spot the ball at the 7. The Pioneers a chance to tie this ball game up with the touchdown. Take the lead with the extra point. Play action. McDonald's there, gets another sack. They're going to say he was down. Did not get the ball away before the sack was made. Ball will be spotted right at the 20-yard line. Clay McDonald, his second big play.
He dropped him like a sack of potatoes this time. Just came right through the line of scrimmage. Was not touched again. Coming from his middle linebacker position, he's more than likely going to make a tackle if you're not going to touch him.
Brings up 2nd and goal from the 20. We'll see if that play can help out just like it did the last time McDonald did, forcing the punt from Glenville, but they faked it. We'll see. Also looking left. Screen pass for Pender. Ryan trying to get there. Logan Deary cannot. Pender brought down short of the 10-yard line. Maceo Christmas was there to help out make the tackle. It'll be 3rd and goal. And it looks like they'll spot him right at the 10-yard line. They do. A gain of 10. 12.5 to play in the 4th.
Pender on that play just showed why he is such an athletic back. He was stopped around the line of scrimmage, and it just continued to barrel forward for extra yardage.
Darnell Jackson in the game for Pender in the backfield. Ratliff in the slot for Glenville State. Looking left, feels the pressure. He's going to be brought down by Cody Henrietti.
What a play there by Cody Henrietti. It's going to force a field goal, and this isn't a chip shot, Todd. As you see here on the replay, he comes from his spot on the defensive line, breaks through at the tackle position, and eventually his man just kind of, who was blocking him, just was not able to make it. Just missed him on the block.
Well, nobody's going to want to celebrate with Cody Henrietti after that one. I believe he gave David Gilchrist a pretty good shot after the play. Watts on for the field goal attempt to make it a 3-point ball game. The kick is up. And good. It is a 3-point ball game. 23-20, 11:21 to go. The defense stands tall, and makes sure Glenville does not get a touchdown to take the lead. We will be right back for more on Topper Station.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays and most holidays?
That's incredible.
And if all their accounts had low fees or no fees?
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back. A 3-point ball game, 23-20 after the field goal by Watts. The Toppers will look to extend their lead on this upcoming drive. Wimbish takes this at the 5. Gets a block. And then he's flipped over at the 25, and he flipped for 5 yards through the air. And they're going to mark him. Well, let's see, where will they spot the football? It looks like they'll spot him at the 28. So he flew through the air on a flip for 3 yards, not 5.
Any way you can get it done, Todd. Any way you can get it done.
DJ Frisbee into the game at tailback. Savion Johnson back there as well. Robinson and Rita at the bottom of your screen. Thomas Cole up top. Play action. He's going to have to step up. The sack is made by Glenville State. Isaac Myers, number 15. I believe that's 15. And an injured player, Tyler Eli, for West Liberty, the offensive lineman from Steubenville. And hopefully Tyler will be okay. He faced injury last year as well. And it's been a problem with the Toppers offensive line for a lot of years now. Just the type of injuries you can't really prevent. It's just getting rolled up on and things you can't really foresee happening in games. We will take a break and come back. Hopefully Tyler will be all right. Well, we will keep it here. Looks like Tyler Eli's going to be able to get up and get off the field with some assistance from athletic trainer Jerry Duncan. Coach Dan Hopkins of the offensive line out there to make sure Tyler's okay as well. Toppers will line up in the pistol formation. Johnson just in front of Zach Phillips. Frisbee in the backfield right behind him. 2nd down and 17. Frisbee up the middle, trying to make a man miss. He gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
I like the play call there. Most of the time you have 2nd and 17. You want to air the ball out and try to pick it up all in that one play. Just get a little bit chunk of it and make it a little bit more manageable.
10.5 left in the 4th. Toppers leading this one by 3. A nail biter here in the 2nd half. In the 1st half, it looked like it was going to be a blowout, all West Liberty. Phillips down the middle of the field. Robinson, pass is caught. He is off to the races. 25, crossing the field to the 20. Now cutting back again to the 10. A block to the 5, spinning into the end zone. Do they give it to him? No, they're going to say he's down at the 1.
Isaiah Robinson will not be stopped as he just breaks tackle after tackle and fights his way all the way down, it seems like, with inside of the 1 yard line. But what a huge play, as we will see here on the replay. He does a good job coming back to the football, and he finds the open space and just runs around everybody on the field, but just could not get the 1 last yard.
Well, we've been saying he's been getting the you got mossed catches. I want to say he looked like a number. Well, hold on here. Frisbee up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
And it always seems to happen like that. Big play, then you score the touchdown. What a drive the Toppers needed there. And that gives them that 2-possession lead now.
Well, the Isaiah Robinson catch and run. And the Toppers celebrating there. DJ Frisbee and Isaiah Robinson kind of headbutted and got their helmets stuck together. But as you take a look at the Frisbee touchdown right up the gut. But again, that Robinson catch and run reminded you of another 84 in black and gold, but we will not mention his name. The kick is up and good. 30-20, 9:34 left in the 4th. When we come back, the Toppers will be kicking off on Topper Station.
What does Main Street Bank mean to you?
One thing is, we have CDs with consistently higher rates.
Unlike some banks, Main Street doesn't use high teaser rates to attract customers.
We keep our interest rates simple and competitive.
Some of our interest rates for CDs are the best. Plus, our accounts feature low fees or no fees.
That's money in the bank, the right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back. The next time you can watch the Toppers play, finally not a Thursday night game. It'll be Saturday, October 5th at West Virginia State, Lake and Field at Dickerson Stadium in Institute, West Virginia. Saturday, October 5th at 1 p.m. Watch it on topperstation.com, Comcast Channel 14, and go to hilltoppersports.com and check out the link for the live broadcast there. Also, links for live stats and scoreboard. Mountain East Conference, NCAA Division II. Don Clegg, Rex, doing a great job with that website, keeping people informed. A good return here for Jackson. He's finally brought down from behind by Jack Davis. And they will spot this right around the 40. See what's official 39-yard line. 1st and 10, 9:20 left to play in the 4th.
This will be a huge drive for both teams. If West Liberty can get a stop, they have a chance to just expand their lead and chew more clock. But Glenville State, you need a score here. You're down 2 possessions. We're under 10 minutes left. You need to do something on this drive.
And you've seen what West Liberty's ability to really chew time off the clock, especially in the first half. Glenville State has done a better job of that as of late here in the second half. Heltzel looking downfield, screen pass for Pender. Christmas is there. Block cannot be made, but the tackle is by Brandon Morrison to help from Maceo Christmas.
As you said, Maceo Christmas slows down Pender there and lets Morrison come up and finish off the play. It's the little things the Hilltoppers defense have done here so far tonight.
They go trips to the top of the screen for Glenville State. 2nd down and 9, just a 1-yard gain. McDonald on the blitz, fires a pass over the middle, over the head of the intended receiver for Glenville State. That was number 17, Sean Bowers.
As we've seen Bowers get a good bit of play tonight at the tight end position for Glenville State. He seems like one of those receivers is going to try to eat up space and just try to find that soft spot in the zone.
Same formation. Heltzel, right side, pass is tipped and dropped by Osai Brown. 4th down and 9 from their own 40. Glenville State will send out Justin Watts and the punt team.
It'll be key here for West Liberty. You saw the fake punt last time. You don't want to worry about the return here. Just make sure they punt the football and make sure you get the football because you can kill some time that way. Not having the football is a major mistake.
I think the Toppers heard you loud and clear as they, for the most part, keep their defensive personnel out on the field for this punt return. Aaron Farmer, the lone offensive player, back to return this. Nobody in a 3-point stance for the Toppers. Davis gets the block. It is at the 30 rolling around. Jack Davis trying to get to it. The Toppers pick it up, and it is there at the 35-yard line. Jack Davis.
As you see Jack Davis come to block that punt, he kind of stopped and said, wait, I can go and block this football. And he comes through and knocks it down. As we'll see on the replay here, he kind of slows up and goes, oh, I'm going to come up here and block it. What a play by Jack Davis. And the Hilltoppers are cooking now.
Well, back in training camp, doing the videos and interviews with some of these players. We're watching practice, a lot of drills with the special teams and the new special teams coordinator, Brian Hill, and making sure the guys, when they lay out to block a punt, you do not touch the punter, you get the ball, and that is exactly what Jack Davis just did there.
That is huge. It's not to the point where the Hilltoppers have to drive the field now, so they can put points on the board.
1st and 10 from the 35. Phillips looking, steps up in the pocket. He's point and run, fires this one to Robinson, back shoulder, makes the catch at the 20, and he is brought down. 1st and 10 Toppers.
That is just the example there of having a good connection with your receivers. He just points down the field to Robinson, and Robinson knew that he was eventually going to get a back shoulder pass, and that's exactly what he got. That is just good teamwork and lots of hours of practice to figure that play out.
Clock continuing to roll for the Toppers, just what they want. Under 8 minutes left in this ball game now, up by 10. Johnson back in the backfield. Wimbish takes the carry off the left side, has some room, tries to make a man miss, and almost does, but gets a gain of 5. 2nd down coming up.
just slowly picking up those yards, but the most important thing, that clock continues to run.
Nate Phillips enters the ball game as Savion Johnson comes out. Did his job making the block for Wimbish on that 5-yard gain. Ball on the 16-yard line. Phillips looks. Cole a little bit over his head and incomplete. That will bring up a 3rd down and 5.
As Thomas Cole was so close, he just needed to climb the ladder just a little bit more, and he would have been able to tap that foot down in the back of the end zone, just could not, and it brings up a huge 3rd down.
Saw a pass similar to that a couple weeks ago here when, at the time, number 4 Notre Dame College visiting West Family Stadium in the opposite end zone, able to tap the foot down and get a touchdown was Thomas Cole. That one just a little bit too high. Phillips looking right, fires the pass. Robinson has it. Hood trying to make the tackle, and does, but not before the Toppers get the 1st down on 3rd and 5.
His forward progress gets him that spot, and then you saw Thomas Cole not in the game on that play. You know Isaiah Robinson was his 2nd favorite target on that play, and Robinson always has those sure hands.
1st and goal from the 10. Wimbish gets a block, gains a few yards. They'll mark him down at the 7. 2nd and goal from the 7.
As that clock continues to tick down here, a big play here would be a touchdown for West Liberty. It expands this game to a 3-possession game and nearly closes the book on it. But again, we've seen crazier things happen in sports, but a touchdown would be ideal here. But a field goal, you're going to take it because it makes it have to score 2 touchdowns.
Phillips lets that play clock roll down to 5 before he gets the snap. Keeps it, fires it, and it's at the back of the feet of his brother, Nate Phillips. It stops the clock at 6:01, 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line.
As I think that play there was a little bit of an H-back screen, fake the handoff and have Rich Durbin run along the line of scrimmage. That's why Nate Phillips is down the field blocking, but even if he completes that pass, I don't know if Rich Durbin was behind the line of scrimmage, so kind of possibly save 15 yards there.
So a big play here for the Toppers if they want to put this one away. Phillips up the middle to Wimbush, has some room, into the end zone, touchdown Toppers.
The vision of Quincy Wimbish just runs through the hole there, makes a cut, and he is gone to the end zone. As we will see here on the replay, he just takes that carry. Great block up the middle there by Rich Durbin, and he just finds his nose into the end zone, and what a huge touchdown that was for the Hilltoppers.
Now a 16-point lead with 5:43 left to play in this ball game. Roseanne's on to try to make it a 17-point game. It is up and good through the field goal post, but hit the flagpole. Can't ask for anything better than that for accuracy. Toppers lead 17 points, 37-25, 43 left in the 4th. We'll be right back on Topper Station.
I'm from Wheeling, and when I was thinking about transferring schools, I kind of talked to people I knew that went to West Lib, and they all told me it was like a family environment.
With it being so close to home, there is that stigma that it's not far away enough, you're not getting away, but it's as far away as you make it.
If you don't want to go home, you don't have to go home. I'll go see my little brother, and I go his games.
But if you stay here and really enjoy the atmosphere and really mold with people, and it feels like you're away from home.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back. The Toppers take that 17-point lead with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left. The way this game has gone, you think maybe that was the nail in the coffin, but we've also seen Glenville State do some things very, very quickly. We cannot say that yet.
The key thing for West Liberty's defense on this up-and-coming drive is keep everything in front of you. Nothing behind you, no big plays. Make them work down the field and try to score.
The Toppers now have officially gone over 30 minutes of time of possession. 30 minutes and 14 seconds so far in this ball game. Rosance, pooch kick again. This one may go out of bounds. It does, and that will be a flag.
That is odd for Rosance. He's a sure kicker. You never really see that happen to him.
We'll get the call from the White Hat. It's a 5-yard penalty, and they will kick once again.
With just over 2 minutes to play down at Duval.
Look at the Toppers in this game. 68 plays, offensive plays, for 393 yards, 37 points. Glenville State, 46 plays, 160 yards allowed by the Topper defense. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. Really showing their will here. And like as I mentioned on that 4th down stop earlier in the game, like Coach Hill says, they want them to win up front, and that's what they've done so far.
Rosance will get another opportunity to, I'm assuming, pooch kick this as he has for most of the game. And tried to last time, this time from the 30 instead of the 35. One to the other side. Hits at the 25. Ratliff picks it up. The Toppers trying to make the tackle. And group tackle. They do. They will say forward progress. And I don't know where they're going to spot. It looks like they're going to spot it at the 35. And they will. 1st and 10, 5:35 left to play, or 5:36 left to play. A 17-point lead for the Toppers.
As I said before the kickoff, just make sure everything's in front of you. Make your sure tackles and try to keep them in bounds if possible, but just make sure they're tackled.
Trips to the top of the screen for Glenville State. Ratliff in motion. Ball is fumbled on the snap. He's just going to fire this one. Logan Deary almost gets the interception in and out of his hands, and Deary will forever want that one back.
It would have been a great play if Deary could have came up and made the diving interception, as it just goes through his hands, but great effort nevertheless.
The graduate senior, Logan Deary, has been a ball hawk from day one. His time playing for the Hilltoppers. Second down and 10 after a bad snap. Heltzel feels the pressure. Jack Davis there. Ball is fumbled again. Picked up. Here he comes to the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
A scoop in score for the Hilltoppers. What a play there by number 52, Manua, as he rumbles and stumbles his way into the end zone, and that one might just put the icing on the cake.
Lepenny Fanua, number 52. You take another look.
Number 52 on the recovery, that's Lepenny Fanua.
Now you see Jack Davis, another big play. As the extra point is blocked. You can return it for points nowadays. Picked up by Glenville State. A bunch of linemen out there, big men for West Liberty, but the tackle is made. No points for anybody. 43-20 is the score. And again, Lepenny Fanua for the Toppers after the Jack Davis sack. Huge plays by some unfamiliar names on that Topper defense.
It's all about your depth coming in and making plays. Jack Davis has played one of the greatest halves of football I've seen this season for West Liberty with the block punt, and now with the strip sack. His name is one we didn't really expect to see coming into this one, but does a great job when he gets his time to shine.
We'll take a quick break and come right back for more on Topper Station.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. The Toppers, a 23-point lead with 5:19 as this game continues to get out of hand here at West Family Stadium. The other game in the Mountain East Conference has gotten a lot more interesting. Fairmont State, Frostburg State, 31-all with under a minute left in the fourth quarter.
What a comeback by Frostburg State. We saw them last week, and they're a great team. Who can come out on top.
Ratliff takes the pooch kick just outside the 20. He's still running. Can he get another kickoff return for a touchdown? Topper special teams make the tackle at midfield.
He has been one of the bright spots tonight for Glenville State, especially on special teams. Besides that one blunder on the punt, but for the most part, he's been a threat whenever the ball's in his hand.
Absolutely so. The Topper defense back out there, along with Jack Davis. Davis, he's 6'2", 200 pounds. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 6'2", 200-pound sophomore. Trying to look down the roster. Every once in a while, it's small print, and I'm getting, I tell you, every week I'm getting older and older. It is tougher to see numbers and names. And Jackson's going to call a timeout for Glenville State. He didn't like what he saw. Glenville will have to go to the sideline. 5:11 left to play in the fourth. Again, the Toppers up by 23, and they've just exploded here at the end of the ball game. Lupeni Fanua picking up that touchdown, getting into the end zone, making a name for himself as a Hilltopper tonight.
Right place, right time. He did his job, and that's exactly all you can ask for. He came up on his defensive line position and he saw the ball on the ground. He was going to get to the quarterback if Davis doesn't get to the quarterback, and right place, right time, picks it up, and nothing but green turf in front of you.
And look at this. I wish Maria give him the headset. That's Maria Murphy down there with her back to us, one of our camera crew in the field cam, and that's Autumn Hayes, also on the crew. And folks at home of the West Liberty Sports Network fans that have watched the past few years, I think you know who that guy is, and maybe that just gave away who's going to be here tomorrow night. I don't know. It's Kyle Patrick. Heltzel fires this one to nowhere because he felt the pressure again from the Topper defense. Brendan Nichols, Francisco Borsellino.
Just all-out pressure, and you don't need to bring a blitz, it seems like. It's just everyone's the defensive line play getting pressure, and that's just going to cause havoc on the quarterback because there's still a linebacker sitting right underneath to pick it off if he tries to throw it short.
So that brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 49. 5:07 left to play. The handoff. Jackson up the middle. He's not going to get a whole lot. He'll get a couple yards, maybe 3. 3rd down and 7. Clock under 5 minutes remaining.
And it's going to be 2-down territory for the rest of the game for Glenville State. Down 23 points, you need to do something. And I like the idea of substituting here if you're West Liberty because they have to let them match up.
Feeling the pressure from Gilchrist. Flag is thrown for holding, so this run is all for naught. He did get enough for the first down, but it is coming back. 4:33 remaining. So a hold on Glenville. Will make it 3rd and double digits. So let's see where they stop. The Fairmont-Frostburg game has now gone to overtime. It's going to be 3rd and 17 from the 42 for Glenville State. Clock is running, 4:25 left. 3-man rush for the Toppers. Felder trying to get there up the middle. Gilchrist does, but can't bring him down. Jack Davis, another sack. All 3 defensive linemen to get their hands on him.
If you're Coach Hill right now, that was a dream play. Every single one of your defensive linemen was there for a sack, and you eventually get it. And they're so far away from getting a first down, they're going to punt, basically waving the white flag. And the defensive line play has truly been phenomenal tonight.
Watts on to punt this ball away. Ball's going to hit and roll. Take a Glenville bounce. Inside the 15, they'll pick it up at the 11-yard line. And Topper offense back out there now. It might just be time to kill the clock. And we've talked a lot about the head coach of Glenville State tonight, Mike Keller, and last year the offensive coordinator here at West Liberty University. And in my experiences with him, getting to interview him, talk to him on coaches shows, one of the classiest coaches I've ever met. I wish him nothing but the best of luck the rest of this season and the foreseeable future. Mike Keller, a great guy. Not a whole lot of people up here at West Liberty have anything but great things to say about him. So it's tough to see his team struggle tonight, but we are hoping for the best of luck for him and as many wins as he could possibly get, as long as it's not against West Liberty.
You hit it right there on a tee, Todd.
Johnson, the carry up the middle. Some changes for the Toppers as they bring some younger players in. Into the ball game now at quarterback, number 5, Eric Taylor. Sophomore quarterback, 6'4", 250 pounds. A big guy, but he can throw the ball like a laser.
I always tell the story when we were at one of the practices before the first game. He threw one and almost took off one of my hands as I wasn't paying attention.
Letting the play clock roll down to 8 before they get the snap. Johnson up the middle. He is brought down. Back at the original line of scrimmage. That'll ring up a 3rd down and 8 with 2.5 left to play.
I wouldn't be surprised here if they let Taylor throw the ball. The game's pretty much in hand. All they're waiting is for the clock to wind down. It's a good time to get your practice in. Get some guys to work on your depth for further on in the season.
Well, Zach Phillips out of this ball game, 21 of 33, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 285 yards, 63% passing, and a long of 71. Isaiah Robinson, 3 receptions, 91 yards. As Taylor hands this off to Savion Johnson, he almost gets to the first down, and the clock continues to roll. They'll spot him at the 20. Johnson picking up some big yards.
He was so close to rumbling, stumbling, and bumbling for the first down. So very close, but can't get there.
And the punt team comes out for the Toppers. It's 4th and 1 at the 20, 92 seconds left to play. Quincy Wimbish on the ball game. 11 carries, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns, over 4.5 per carry. As you would say, some certain podcasts, maybe other sports, hockey podcasts, not a big deal. Ratliff fumbles this one again. It's loose. Who's going to get it? And they're going to survey the pile here. The officials say Glenville State ball. 64 seconds remaining. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
That would have truly been just the icing on the cake. They're just being able to get it and just have the chance to kneel down and have another great play. But unfortunately can't get it, but pretty sure it might be able to get it done at the defensive end here.
Well, it is still overtime at Fairmont, 31-31 still. Fairmont has the ball first. We'll try to keep you updated for as long as we possibly can on that game. The Hand off to Jackson in the backfield. The man there, Borsellino, the ball is loose. Glenville gets back on top of it, though. Francisco Borsellino, the man with the initial contact on the tackle.
If you're Glenville State, you better be careful there. If you're Jackson, as I mention all the time, that ball security is job security, and you can still lose your job late in this game.
And some more younger players for the Toppers coming in. And Michael Collinane in there for West Liberty, number 63 on the defensive line from Martinsburg, West Virginia. He is no stranger to winning football games, coming from Martinsburg. Jackson up the middle again. That man there to stop him, making the tackle, Woodrow Hughes. 6'1", 210, redshirt freshman.
He does a great job on that play, just coming up and making a big-time tackle to ice the game.
And the Toppers get a huge victory, 23-20. A big, big victory for them. That makes them 2-0. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. 2-2 on the season. Their first win at home this year as well. And you can see a lot of hugs and well wishes. Everybody from West Liberty to Coach Mike Keller as they go through the line here and handshakes. You can see a lot of the coaching staff and a lot of the players as well talking to Coach Keller. Again, we said it in the booth already, nothing but the best for Coach Keller the rest of the season and the foreseeable future in his coaching career, just as long as it's not a win against West Liberty.
Again, Todd, you hit it right on the nose there.
Well, Fairmont State able to get a field goal. It's 34-31. Frostburg State now has the ball. We'll see what they're able to do. Again, the Toppers win this one 43-20 to get their season back to 500, 2-2. Phillips, 21 of 33, 285 yards, a touchdown, an interception. Wimbish, 2 touchdowns and 52 yards on 11 carries. We've got our sideline reporter, Cub Varner, with Coach Roger Wiley on the field. And Cub, take it away.
So, Coach, offense and defense, slow third quarter, but you had a huge fourth quarter. What was the energy on the sidelines like?
Well, it was good. They hung in there and they knew that, they would make a run at us, and so that's what good teams do. That's a good football team we played. I don't care what anybody says, but that shows how good we are. We got a chance to, right this ship and get on the road and go get one. So I'm excited. The kids have bought in. We made plays tonight, and that's the bottom line.
Other question, it's been talks all week. How's it feel to beat your former coach, ally, now enemy on the football field?
Well, it doesn't matter who we're playing. Mike's a class act, and it's just good to get a win. It doesn't matter who against who, and that's one thing that I give our kids and coaching staff credit. We never talked about playing against Coach Keller. We talked about playing against Glenville. And that's why we came out and we played the way we did.
All right, well, that's a great win, Coach. Congrats. Good luck next week at West Virginia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cub, and thank you, Coach. And Topper Nation, we will see you at West Virginia State and Institute for West Virginia next Saturday. A long week this week, and you get to see the Toppers celebrate here their first victory on the new turf here at West Family Stadium. And tell you what, that turf is so nice. I might be able to just set up a pillow and a blanket and sleep on that as a mattress because it is so soft and comfortable on that turf now. But again, folks, our next game will be at West Virginia State, Saturday, October 5th at 1 p.m. Lake and Field at Dickerson Stadium in Institute, West Virginia. You can see that on topperstation.com, Comcast Channel 14, hilltoppersports.com for all the links for the live stats, the live broadcasts, and also scoreboards in the Mountain East Conference and NCAA Division II football as well. We also have another game tomorrow night on Topper Station and the West Liberty Sports Network. High school football, Morgantown coming to West Family Stadium as Lindsley hosts the Mohegans. And Friday, September 27th, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. At West Family Stadium. That one will also be Topper Station, Comcast Channel 14. And our special guest color commentator, I will be doing the play-by-play. Isaac has got a radio broadcast tomorrow night. But that, again, will be tomorrow night for all the Lindsley and Morgantown fans, or just fans of Ohio Valley football and the OVAC. Tune in tomorrow night to Topper Station for Lindsley hosting Morgantown. Again, final score tonight, 43-20. The Toppers, a big, big night. They ended up getting 402 yards in this ball game. Just huge for this team to get that much confidence. And again, you heard Coach Wiley talk about it. Didn't really mean a whole lot coming into. Didn't matter which coach it was, but knowing it was Coach Keller. A lot of respect there. The Toppers wanted to play well and show an old coach that, hey, you know, we're still a good football team as well, and they did that. And I'm sure Coach Keller was secretly proud of some of the guys here from West Liberty.
Yeah, obviously he still has those connections with the guys he coached last year, and obviously he doesn't like that his team lost, but like you said, he's secretly proud of his guys and how they did.
Yeah, guys like Zach Phillips tonight again, 21 of 33, 285 yards, smart decisions all night long. Couldn't say any, enough good things about him, but that offensive line of the Toppers as well. The time of possession, 32 minutes, 38 seconds. Just a great job overall by the offensive line tonight. Your final thoughts on the game?
The offensive line played great, and is what I think the biggest part of this whole game was the defensive line of West Liberty. They controlled and did whatever they wanted to out there. And that's the reason why they won this game.
Well, for everyone in the truck tonight, thank you very much. I'm not going to mention everybody's name because I'm going to miss one and upset somebody. So all the student crew and Trent Nicholson, our freelance director, thank you so much for helping us out tonight. For Isaac Basinger and Cub Varner on the field, I am Todd Allum. Thank you for joining us on Topper Station. Be sure to tune in for Hilltopper Football Weekly this coming Tuesday night. And again, next Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. from West Virginia State, we will have more Topper football on Topper Station.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes. And way over here,